T-minus 1 minute. T-minus 50 seconds. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another Friday Night Live Drinks with Shane. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by, whether you're watching this live or on the replay. I appreciate you guys watching on the replay, by the way. I do appreciate that. Before I bring in my guest here, I just wanted to bring up something really quick that I noticed just before this show. For anybody who comments on this video, if you watch it later, not on the live, and you do a comment under the video, I don't get to it right away. I actually just responded today of some of the comments last week. I apologize for that. I should probably get on and do that a little bit more often. That's for sure. Be a little bit more consistent and say, hey, thank you guys for checking out Shane's Craft. Well, sorry, Friday Night Live with Shane. That's Shane's Craft Beer Reviews, my other channel, which if you're not subscribed to, what are you doing? What are you doing? Get over there. Anyway, so as you guys know, I've had just a big variety of guests on here over the past 2 months or so, however long I've been doing this. I got a couple great ones lined up in the next couple weeks coming up. I solidified those today. I'm very excited about next week's guest, if I can pull it off. There might be a slight time change for next week's show, but it'll be worth. If you guys got to wait an extra hour until 8 o'clock or however the hell it works out, you guys will be more than happy waiting the hour because next week's guest is brilliant. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, so as you guys know, we're going to be doing the Alconauts today. Or at least one of them for now, anyway. Maybe we get the second one in. If you guys are not familiar with the Alconauts, they look a little bit like this.
Hey, everybody. I'm Ray.
And I'm Paul.
And we are the Alconauts.
Hey!
And there's Ray from the Alconauts, right there. What's going on, Ray?
Not too much, Shane. Just super excited to be here with you tonight.
That's awesome, buddy. It's great that we actually get this chance to talk because we haven't seen each other in a whole while. I can't do it with a straight face. I can't do it.
Really long time.
I can't do it.
Ray and I were straight face all the time, man. Like you can never ever keep a straight face.
No, I'm like that, and that's why I'm such a bad liar. I'm not one of those liar kind of guys. You can read it. You can tell when I'm lying right away. I'm such a bad liar. I'm bad at trying to be serious when things are funny or trying to be funny when things are serious. It never works out for me. It's just the way it is.
It's all right though. We still love you.
Sure. Oh, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
I mean, I gotta say, when you were doing your intro there, though, you were talking about all the great, amazing guests you've had on, and you're so looking forward to the next couple of weeks. I'm thinking, geez, man, what are you doing? Scraping the bottom of the barrel tonight?
No, I didn't mean it like that at all, Ray. Come on now. Come on. It's always a pleasure to have you as a guest. Always a pleasure to talk to you. For anybody who doesn't know, Ray and I were out yesterday doing some R&D for the Brewtubers get-together coming up soon. If you guys are part of the get-together page, I did post up a video earlier. Was it today? Yeah, I think I posted it up earlier today. Just a quick little view of the Exchange Brewery. Me and Ray we reviewed a quick little drink off the flight that we had. Really cool place. And I did not realize, Ray, that you had never been there before.
No, never made it down there. I used to spend hours and hours and hours and hours every week in Niagara-on-the-Lake when I was working as a tour bus driver. We'll maybe get into some of that later on, but
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I rarely go down there anymore. Rarely.
Yeah, well, like I was saying to you yesterday, a couple of years ago, I used to be a member of their Beer of the Month club, whatever it was. You paid, I don't know, was it $70 a year or something like that up front?
Mhm.
And then every month you got to go in and get your growler filled with, whatever you wanted. So I was there like at least once a month, most times 2 times a month. So yeah, interesting place for guys like I think that place is going to be a big hit with guys like Chase and Brian and maybe Paul if he comes up, like just because they have a different beers there for sure.
Yeah, they've definitely got a signature flavor in what they're
Yes,
doing.
yeah. And like I said, they do a lot of combinations that I mean aren't the norm. I mean they're still tasty beers, but like
Mhm.
they had that one rosemary and that rosemary ale or something like
Yeah, it
that.
was a rosemary lager, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they had I picked up a raspberry ale of some kind. It's in the fridge. I'm going to be reviewing that sometime in the next week or two.
That was the
But yeah,
one in the
lots of
bottle, right?
yeah, the little teeny bottle. It's about this big. It cost me $16.
Oh yeah,
It's tiny. Let me go grab it really quick, just so I can show everybody what I'm talking about.
yeah, for sure. I just about fell over when I saw this thing, and yeah, I knew something in this pile that he got was expensive because
You know what I need to get? I just need to get either wireless headphones or an extension on this. That's for
yes,
sure. Yeah, so this is a teeny little bottle. It's 330 mil, and it was yeah, $16.
yeah.
So called the spontaneous ale with raspberries, strong beer, 6.5% alcohol by volume. So this better be damn good.
I was going to say,
Better
I
be
hope
damn
it's
good.
yummy.
It'd better be. It'd better be for $16. It better be friggin' spectacular. Oh, and now this is what breweries need to do. And I forgot about this until I looked at the bottom of this bottle. You know how most places do like the print, like that one doesn't have it. They do like the crappy. That's not on it either. The crappy print job on the bottom of the can, stuff like that.
Yep.
Check this out. I don't know if you guys can read that, but that's
Oh, come
actually
on.
a sticker. It's a sticker that goes on the bottom that you can clearly read. It says what the batch number was. I can age this up to 7 years apparently. Maybe I'm not
7
going to
years.
drink this.
Wow.
Yeah,
You
it
should
says
maybe
age.
hang in on that one.
I should maybe go get another one and do a
Yeah.
fresh one and then go back and revisit it. Or I should wait 7 years and go. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm going to keep this. So yeah, age up to 7 years, bottled on December 23rd, 2020. So this is actually already over 3 years old.
Wow.
So that's not bad.
Hmm.
How
That
much
could
is
be
that?
a good back of the fridge beer review for 4 years from now.
Yeah, like I said, I like I just love the fact they put a sticker that you can clearly see what the date is on it. That is super super cool. Hey Vanessa, sorry, I wasn't trying to ignore you. I did see you in there. Woo, what's going on, sister? Yeah, so
Hey.
like Ray said, 330 mil and $16. It was a pricey one, but it was one of those ones that I was like, spontaneously fermented ale aged on second use raspberries for 1 year in red wine barrels. So that's kind of semi interesting.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, that might be kind of interesting to do. Um, so I think this is kind of weird, right? It's kind of throwing me off because I don't want to lie to people, and I did advertise that I was interviewing the Alconauts, not
Right.
not the Alconaut. So you know what we'll do?
Without further ado,
We'll bring in the Asian
Hello.
sensation. There he
Hey,
is. What's
how's it
going
going,
on, Paul?
lads?
Good to see you.
Oh,
I'm
good to see
glad
you
you're
guys.
here. I'm glad you're here because we have a bit of discussion we need to do with you a little bit later on in the show,
Oh, okay.
and you are going to love it.
Like soft porn?
No, not exactly. Ray knows what I'm talking about because I showed him earlier. But yeah, we got a little segment that actually has specifically to do with you, so that's kind of interesting.
All
Yeah,
right.
so 330 mil. Vanessa saying thank you. Second use, yeah, I do not know what second use raspberries is. I don't know if they've used it for the raspberries for something else and then reuse them in the brewing process for something else. I have no idea. Do you know what that is, Paul? I don't know if you heard. I was describing the beer. It says spontaneously fermented ale aged on second use raspberries.
My
I don't know what
understanding
that is.
of a second use is a byproduct of So primarily, the berry would be used for a particular product, and then not used for that. Instead of throwing it away, either gets dried or procured to do something else, in probably brewing.
Right. That's what I figured. I figured it was like it's kind of like when you're doing like what's a good example? Oh, like like the friendship bread where you get like the starter dough from somebody and then you make your bread, but you don't use all the dough, and then you use that to pass off to somebody else, and then they use that to start their dough kind
It
of
is the
thing.
bread that never ends.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's probably kind of what this kind of deal is. They used it for something else, but they can still get the raspberry essence out of it. I don't know exactly the whole science
Um,
behind. I've
yeah,
never
and
brewed like that, so I have no idea.
now the other thing it could be is also seconds, which is industry term for
Right? Yeah.
items that aren't
Not
perfect, but they
right.
will use it for something that's not for the intended goal. So, for instance, I know in Niagara, seconds peaches can be used for fermenting and creating alcoholic
Mm,
beverages.
right.
Right?
Vanessa brought up a really good point right here. Secondary fermentation. That might be
A secondary fermentation.
Yeah,
I
a
don't
lot of
see what.
times they'll when they're making a wine, if they're doing a flavored wine, they'll do a secondary fermentation and add the berries into it then.
maybe that's what that is then. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to. I was talking to the manager at the exchange the other day. Maybe I'll have to send him an email and just say, hey, I did was doing a thing the other night, and I was just curious. I love this. There's so much detail on this bottle as I'm sitting here reading more and more of it. Beer is unfiltered. Bottle may contain natural sediment. Blah 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 blah. IBU 27, SRM 3, and it's even got the original gravity reading on it of 1.051. If anybody is a brewer or has brewed, you know what the OG, the original gravity number means. So that's 1.051. Interesting. That's
Hmm.
neat. Very interesting.
Sorry, Shane, what was the ABV on that one?
6.5.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, 6.5.
Cool. That's a good one.
There's Dave's TV's in the house. What is up, Dave? Saying, what's up, my Canadian buddies?
Ah, that's nice of him. Hey, Dave, how's it going, my friend?
Good to see you, Dave. Miss you, buddy. I wish we were doing a live like this together. God, it's cold up here now. We got snow on the ground and stuff. It's nothing like Florida right now. That's for sure.
Dave wouldn't survive.
No, Dave would not survive up here. I mean, when I was down there, the one day it was pretty cool. The wind was cold. It was like I want to say like 15 Celsius or something like that. But the wind was really cold. Like it probably brought it down to like 10. That was on the last day we were there, like when we were leaving. And I was like, man, if you're used to 35-degree Celsius weather all the time, that is not good.
And you were probably running around in your tank top and shorts still, weren't you?
No, the last day I had pants on because the wind was chilly. It was a very chilly wind, so I had pants on, and I had to get on the plane and come back home. So I had to get prepared for the
Whereabouts in
Canadian
Florida?
weather. South Central Florida.
South Central Florida.
Yeah, I don't want to say exactly where it is, but it's let's say about an hour and a half
Okay.
south of Orlando.
Okay, fair enough.
How about
fair
that?
enough.
Yeah. Adding them into the secondary fermentation tank. Yeah, I think that maybe what. Like I said, I'll get more information for you guys hopefully by next week for the next live because I am gonna, like I said, get a hold of the gentleman there. Yeah, learn something. Yeah, and that's the great thing about these lives. I always learn something, at least one or two new things every single week when I do these lives from somebody. And to be in all fairness, Vanessa, most of the stuff I learn here is from you. I ain't even gonna lie. Spectrum, fuck gravity. I think that was oh there it is down there. I was just gonna say I was reading that one, then I went down specific gravity. Yes,
Oh,
it doesn't.
fuck
It doesn't have
gravity's way better.
Yeah, it's only got the OG, not the SG on here, or it doesn't have the FG either, which would be kind of interesting. Why don't they put all three numbers on there? Sorry, I'm talking all brewing talk now for you guys who don't know what those numbers are. Totally irrelevant. Vanessa's saying hi to Dave. Dave's saying, I'm not Brian. I would survive. Just give me a beer. That's true. Yeah, I think you'd be fine up here, Dave. You're pretty tough. You're pretty tough. You'd make it. 50 50 mile per hour. One's my God, I can't read. Put your glasses on, Shane. Jesus Christ. 50 mile per hour winds, and my recycle bins were not emptied by the garbage truck because they blew over. Yeah, we get that a lot up here too. And isn't it always on garbage day that the wind picks up that night?
Yep, 100%.
And then you got to try and remember. Oh my God, I can't put these out because they're going to blow away. So I'm going to put them in the garage till the morning, and then in the morning you forget, and now you got 2 weeks worth of garbage stinking up your freaking garage. Yeah, been there, done that.
I hate that they pick up every 2 weeks for garbage. I hate that they do that around here. But nonetheless, that's not beer talk.
No, but we talk about everything on this channel, and that's fun. But you know what? I don't necessarily disagree. For anybody who doesn't know, up here, maybe it's just in our area. I'm not sure if it's all of Ontario, but they only have garbage pickup once every 2 weeks, not every week. They pick up the recycling every week. So, your cans, bottles, stuff like that. That gets done every week. But garbage only gets done every 2 weeks. And I kind of understand why they do that. A, it saves a whole bunch of money from the city because they're only doing half the work. And B, it kind of encourages people to do that recycling and maybe think about what they're throwing out. Because otherwise you're going to have just tons and tons of garbage after 2 weeks, right? Now, I know that's what it's done for me anyway.
Looking around my neighborhood, it doesn't work for the most part.
No.
Yeah, so we only have we used to do the black garbage can. We used to do one of those a week. And now we still have the same black garbage can full every 2 weeks. So we've managed to reduce our garbage by half just because it's like, oh, we don't want it, like I said, stinking up the garage or, wherever you happen to store your garbage before garbage day.
Where's Vanessa from?
Connecticut.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We have more winds up in the northerly parts of the southerly parts of Canada, the northern parts of the U.S. But F stuff is all over my front lawn. Honestly, food, fauna, freaks.
Yep.
Formaldehyde? No, that's the pH.
Yep.
Filipinos?
Doesn't that start with a P?
But knife starts with a K. So, I mean,
it's true.
It's not a K knife. That's pretty funny. Why is that comment not coming up? Oh, there it is. Because I could see it on my computer monitor, but it wasn't showing up on my phone here. Vanessa
every other week. Oh.
Yeah. Garbage here is every other week. Recycle every. Oh, recycling's every other week too. That's weird. So two full bins of recycling blowing everywhere. I'll pick up. Yeah, I hate that. And the worst part is when it is windy and you go to get your recycling or your garbage and it's not there. It's gone. And you got to do the walk down the street. And of course, everybody has a freaking black garbage can in my neighborhood, right? So it's like, oh, is this one mine? I don't know. Because I'm not smart enough to put my house number on it. Like
everybody in our neighborhood spray paints their house number onto their garbage can, recycling bin. But honestly, if you want to stop the wind from blowing over your recycling stuff, I should just do what I do, which is don't put it out.
Don't put it out. That's some great advice, Paul. Great advice from Paul right there. Don't put your garbage out, ladies and gentlemen. So she says Connecticut, just 10 miles south of the Massachusetts border, left edge of Connecticut River. Connecticut's garbage is now contracted by the state and hauled to Pennsylvania. Yeah, you know what? And there's one thing that I've never really quite understood about I know when it happens all over the world, little states and countries, they don't take care of their own garbage. Like I know some far east countries, they actually put everything on a barge and take it to a different country and drop it off there. I'm like, just deal with your own garbage, man. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
I'll say, fuck the environment. Just burn it.
That's not a good idea, Paul.
I'm not going to be around.
Wow, man.
Wow. What about the children? Not necessarily your children, but what about the children of the world? Do you want to leave them in that kind of crisis?
Honestly, it's the same reason why at the grocery store, when they ask when I want to donate to children in another country, I'm pretty sure I got children in my own country that I need to actually donate to.
See, there you go.
Or support, as they would say, but donate.
Right. Okay, I'm going to zip through two quick little comments from Vanessa here, and then Ray, you have a beer to review, sir?
Sure, yeah. And
do you have one, Paul? Do you have a beer that you want to review? You don't. If you don't, that's fine.
I'm currently drinking it, if that's the case.
That's fine. You can still review it. Okay, so Vanessa's saying here, I did not know said winds would be nuts at noon. Dang, garbage truck was supposed to be here yesterday. Really? Our garbage is always on time. I'll give them that. And our state closed down the burn plants to energy generators. A-holes. Yeah. Instead of making power, they're burying it in Pennsylvania. Yeah. Right?
As it
That
should
doesn't
be.
make much sense.
As
Yeah,
it should
for
be.
sure.
Like, just send everything down to Pennsylvania. They
Yeah.
deserve it.
The Asian sensation.
That's
I knew
right.
there'd be
It's
something
a
good
good it's a good thing Paul from PA Brew News isn't here. He'd be ripping you a new one right about now, I think.
Why would you say that?
I know it because he's from Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's because I was
so-
Asian.
And so is Bucks County Beer Reviews. He's from Pennsylvania too.
Yep.
Those guys would be ripping you. Okay,
That's
Ray,
all.
so do you want to do a beer here?
Sure.
Okay. So I'm going to give you the full screen. Paul, your mic is still going to be on. I'm just going to let you know ahead of time, okay?
You got it.
Just so
No
you know.
scratching my balls. Got it.
that's well, no, because nobody can see you. That's
Not
fine.
too loudly.
Yeah, just don't do it loudly.
It's
That's
like
right.
It's coarse.
Alrighty, so I've got some Let's Get Elfed Up Winter Spice Beer. This one's from Broken Rail Brewing in St. Mary's, Ontario, which coincidentally, Paul and I are taking a trip up there tomorrow to check them out. I had the pleasure of meeting the folks up there a little while ago and thought that Paul should come back up there to check it out because it's cool. But so like I said, this one's a winter spice beer. Don't know if it's a lager or an ale. It just says spice beer. And this one comes in at 8.6% ABV. They promise cinnamon and, you know, all the winter spices. What do they say they've got in here? They've got, ginger, cinnamon, allspice, and nutmeg. So let's see what we got here. Try not
Sounds
to
very
pour.
Christmassy.
Yeah, it's very Christmassy on the can. So
Not that there's anything wrong with that,
no, not at all.
as you will understand when I get to my beer review in just a couple minutes.
So nice and dark. It's, you know, amber. There's a bit of a red tint to it. That's hard to see on the camera. Yep, I smell all the things. Mostly the ginger and the cinnamon. So yep, it's all in there. I'm glad there's no vanilla in this one because it's already got enough stuff going on. At 8.6%. You can definitely taste the alcohol in there, but it's pleasant. It's a nice winter beer.
Nice. That sounds
Yeah.
pretty decent to me. I could definitely go for some of that, I think.
Yeah, I think you'd like this one, Shane. Actually, it's got a
For
got
sure.
a little bit of bitterness on the on the finish, so it's quite nice.
Very nice.
All right. So what are you drinking there, Paul? I know you don't have a glass or anything probably handy, but
No, I've got this thing from Welland, Ontario, Bridgewater Brewery. It's West Coast IPA, 5.8% ABV, 45 IBUs. It drinks more like a slightly hoppy lager, which is why I'm actually enjoying this. I'm generally, obviously, you guys know I'm not an IPA kind of hoppy kind of guy, but realistically, it's not bad. And I've had a couple of beers from Bridgewater in Welland. They've actually been very, very good. So I'm gonna say if you guys are doing the tour for the Beer Tubers convention, I got a feeling this is one of the places you guys gotta stop by.
yeah, for sure. And I think Ray and I have talked about visiting that place just to see. It is a new brewery. I don't know if they're. I know when they first opened, they had not gotten their canning facility set up yet. So are they doing cans yet, Paul? Oh, there you go. This can right there. Perfect. So I know when they first started, it was growlers only. So
Yep.
so I'll have to check that out. Maybe we'll take a spin out. That's a little bit out of the way, but it doesn't hurt just to go and check it out because I haven't been there yet. So
Yeah, I've been there, and I met with the owner, and I mentioned to him that we're doing the event, and he said, "Yeah, reach out. I'd be glad to have you." So
perfect. That'd be
Reach
cool.
out, touch faith. Boom,
Dun,
ba-dum.
dun, 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 dun.
our age is showing, guys. Our 50
Yeah.
is showing.
Oh, come
Right?
on,
Exactly.
honestly.
Exactly.
The
All right,
kids
so
are
I'm gonna do
listening to this stuff too.
I'm going to do a quick little review. It's not even really much of a review because I've done this like twice, I think, on my channel. And surprisingly enough, this is a back of the beer fridge beer, and I was looking for a beer to have tonight, and I'm like, wow, I forgot I had this. And there's actually two different beers in the back of the fridge I forgot I had. So this one, and you guys will recognize this right away. That's right.
Oh, that
yeah.
guy.
Look what I still got in my fridge.
Yeah,
Great
baby.
Lakes Brewery Pumpkin Ale. The second best pumpkin ale in Ontario. You guys are going to ask me what's the first one? Theater of Madness, of course, which is the other beer that I still have sitting in the back of my beer fridge.
Just
Saving
why?
that puppy.
Just why?
Because I love it. There you go. There's the color of that, guys. It's kind of it's that color. It's almost the same as it is on camera for a change. Nice and lots of pumpkin spices in there, cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice. Get into it. Cheers. That is a fantastic little pumpkin beer. If you guys get a chance to check out the Great Lakes Brewery Pumpkin Ale, definitely do that. I know a couple. I've sent a couple down. I think I sent one to Dave. I've sent one to Brian. I think maybe TK as well. I don't remember. It's been a while.
Yeah, honestly, I think we had a video that said like, why do we do pumpkin ales? And honestly, I'm not a big fan of the pumpkin ales.
I love
Realistically,
'em.
I don't think I've had one that was spectacularly good. But if you threw it in my hand, I would drink it. I guess if you threw anything in my hand, I would drink it.
For the
But
most part, you're not too
yeah,
Probably
discerning.
no,
no.
no, I'm my in my country, the Humane Society is a fast food place, but nonetheless, it's it's neither here nor there, and I'm not trying to I'm not trying to expose my country for criminal laws or like UN. You do not need to look to my country. Just
So,
look away, look away.
so have you ever had a Theater of Madness, Paul, from Flying Monkeys?
Ray, have I ever had Theater of Madness?
I don't think you've had that one. Not with me, anyways.
I guess
That would
no.
change your mind on pumpkin beers. To
Really,
me,
eh?
to me, that's the best pumpkin beer that there is out there. Like this used to be my number one pumpkin beer
Yep.
until I found Theater of Madness a couple years ago. I mean, it was just freaking fantastic.
Well, here's a question for you. My fruit
Sure.
cakes are good. That could be taken so many ways.
That's yeah.
Let me ask you guys, what's a great seasonal beer that you enjoy when the season comes up?
Theater of Madness,
The pumpkin
Without-
ale, eh?
without question. I buy that by the case. Like I don't pick up one or two. I pick up a case. And if I
Really?
can, I special order it ahead of time before it comes out, so that when it does come out, I can just walk into the store, grab the case, and walk out.
Huh.
I love it.
Raymond,
I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Seasonal?
I've
What do you
never
like?
been really big on the seasonal beers, to be honest. I don't mind the 3.14 from Tap.
What's that?
Oh yeah, the pumpkin. Yeah, the pumpkin
Yeah.
pie. The 3.14. I know which one you mean, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I
That
don't
one's not
mind
bad.
that. It's a pretty good beer. Yeah, as far as seasonals go, I usually steer clear of them.
I
Seasonal,
try and
right?
jump on the seasonal ones when I can, like especially like I shouldn't like the fall ones for sure. Like when you get the pumpkin beers and the Marzens and the Oktoberfest, and you get all that conglomerate right in the fall, and it's just really really nice. And a lot of the amber and red ales start to come out that aren't normally offered throughout the year by some of the breweries,
Yeah.
and I like them. I think they're great.
I really enjoy. It just seems like all the good seasonal beers are in the fall, which is and getting back to what you were saying about the Oktoberfest beers. I love me a good Oktoberfest beer.
Yeah, absolutely.
What I'll say is, I wish I could go to an actual Oktoberfest festival, and I'm lowering my standards now, even in Canada right now. I
Yeah.
would love to go, or in the States if someone wants to invite me. Wink, wink. I would love to go to an October. I know we have an amazing Oktoberfest festival in Kitchener Waterloo here in Canada.
Mhm.
I've heard great stories about it, but I hear it pales in comparison to the actual Oktoberfest in Germany.
Well, here's what we do, Paul. The three of us next year go to Oktoberfest in Germany.
let's do this. Let's I'll tell you what.
Not
I
this
am-
coming fall, because this coming year, I got a super busy year again this year. But the following year, like 2025, I'd be good with going.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm planning to win the lottery this weekend, so yeah, sure.
I'm
Yeah,
saying let's go fund me to get 2 white guys and an Asian to Germany. And
because you're the Asian, we'll just say it's like the Make a Wish Foundation.
okay,
We're,
first
we're,
off,
we're taking Paul to his.
you guys are both Caucasian, so
Fair
let's not like pin the Asian thing on me. I'm just not the I'll let you know I'm not the math Asian.
That's true. That's okay. We got Vanessa here. She used to be a math teacher. If we got any math questions, we just ask her.
Really, Vanessa used to be a math teacher?
Oh, like, dude, she's done everything. Do you not know
name it,
Vanessa?
yeah. You name
If
it.
you name it, she's probably done it. And she, like I said, she's saying here her fruitcakes are good. We were talking about that on Rod J's live last night and my distaste for fruitcakes. But I would try one of Vanessa's because it would probably be okay. Pumpkin pies with fresh whipped cream. Do you like that, Paul? Do you like pumpkin pie with fresh whipped cream
I can't stand pumpkin
and a side of vanilla ice cream?
Nope.
Ice
cream, yes.
I'm lactose intolerant, so that's even like doubly worse.
No,
like, I'll take the ice cream, but like I need to be near a toilet within like 10 feet.
Don't they have a pill for that?
You know, honestly, I'm not on steroids, but I suppose I could be for ice cream.
Yeah, ice cream's always good. Dave's saying that's a good one. Love a good pumpkin. Yeah, because I sent you down one of these, Dave, right? The Great Lakes Brewery Pumpkin Ale. I think I sent you this and the Theater of Madness, if I'm not mistaken.
Do you
I
guys
no, I sent you the pumpkin spice latte from High Park.
Dave's TV? Do you guys not like have a pumpkin beer down there?
I'm sure
it's kind of like they don't have real maple. Well, they don't have pumpkins down like real pumpkins. Like they don't have real maple syrup either.
They're the fake pumpkins.
Yeah, fake maple syrup down there too.
Let's just take a whole bunch of squash and squeeze it, and then paint it orange. The artificial pumpkins.
Now, when I would, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I was
reading what Vanessa's saying.
My plum pidfing.
Plum pudding.
Poor Vanessa's having trouble with the autocorrect.
She does every once in a while, like we all do, especially us older people, right? We have a hard time with it. But no, when I was down in Dave's there a couple weeks ago, he actually had a bottle of. It said Canadian maple syrup on it, 100% organic, and it was not what I would call maple syrup. It was okay, but there was something, I don't know. It was really dark, like it was a really dark syrup.
Well, they've got like 3 grades of maple syrup, right? They've got light, medium, and dark, and the dark stuff should be. I mean, it should look out like this, really.
Yeah, it was like that's what it was. I tried it and I'm like, so that's not it.
It's an acquired taste, but
they're lying to you. And I told Dave, we'll hook him up here when he gets up here.
A lot of my wife's relatives, that dark maple syrup, that's the real thing to them. And I mean, they're all from northern Ontario, northern Quebec, northern maritime provinces. So
I had to make a product that had maple syrup in it, and tasting it, I just realized that all my life, I've never had maple syrup. It was just insanely good. Yeah. It was just so good. Like, what am I missing all my life? I've poo-pooed on pancakes all my life because of maple syrup. And now that I know that maple syrup tastes this good, I totally want pancakes and maple syrup now.
Right? Exactly.
Oh my God, it's so good. Honestly, like, if the beer con had been in the wintertime, it would have been so cool to bring everybody down to taste real maple syrup and pancakes along with a beer. But
yep,
I guess some beer tubers can't handle the cold.
Just Brian.
Yeah, mostly just Brian. I'm sure Dave would be fine. He seems to be a tough bugger. So
yeah, for sure. So Vanessa's saying, plum pudding, what is up with this typo stuff on my keyboard? Dang. Google should change the space bar from command word, or change the space bar to a command word change button. Now, that's not a bad idea. See, there you go. Math teacher, semi-retired.
I am not a math teacher, but I am a I can't say
tired, semi-retired.
Semi-tired.
Semi-tired. So Vanessa's asking, guys, what is your all-time favorite pie? No big. Oh, actually, I shouldn't say it. You guys go ahead because I have a toss-up here.
I can't say it in public. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Hair?
Okay. Yes, I think
Yeah,
that's what he was thinking.
for me, it's a toss-up between lemon meringue and pecan.
Oh,
Or
God,
pecan.
I make a good pecan pie from scratch.
Nice.
Okay, it's not from scratch, but it's okay. I just buy it, but nonetheless, it's a good pecan pie.
But I scratched it. But I scratched the top of it. So
I love pecan pie. I don't know why. It just seems like
pecan
a
pie is pretty
weird.
good.
Well, it's almost like a giant pecan butter tart.
That's exactly right. I love that. It's just a
It is,
weird
but
combination
it's
of
not.
ingredients.
It is, but it's not. Yeah, it's very similar.
It is, but it's not. Oh, I was just thinking here. We have real maple syrup here. My friend's maple cook shack is not up any longer. I must find another one to volunteer at. Yeah, because you probably get some free maple syrup. And hey, free maple syrup is always really good.
I just like razzing my American
Do
friends.
you guys
about it.
remember the maple syrup heist in Quebec?
We
Yes.
spoke about that a little while back.
yeah.
Millions of dollars of maple syrup stolen. Where do you
'Cause-
sell this on the black market? Like, who's that buyer saying, "Hey, you got maple syrup? You got maple syrup?"
like flea markets and stuff.
It's easy. It was in a
That's how you get rid of it.
container. It was in a
Millions of
shipping container with all the stolen high-end SUVs.
But just think about it.
You know where they went?
Millions of dollars. Yeah, Saudi Arabia. Like
Exactly. That's where the maple syrup is.
That's
You
where
go
it
into
is.
you go into those car dealerships there. They got cars out front, giant gallon vats of maple syrup inside.
There you go.
I love
Mystery
it.
solved.
Try
Okay.
smoked maple syrups. Pecan is especially tasty, as is hickory.
Oh,
I have
love
never
smoked
tried
almost anything.
Smoked maple syrup. Why would smoked
Yeah.
maple syrup? Eh? I know Ray will smoke anything.
I
Oh,
I love my maple syrup. Like as everybody knows, I talk about maple syrup like on every single freaking live that I've ever done. But I don't know, and I do like smoked stuff. Like I love a smoked beer. But I don't know about smoke. I mean, I'd try it, and I'd probably love it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably gonna love it.
I'll do some.
I gotta assume this. LOL. Why did you never have true maple syrup? It's because my mother didn't know the difference.
Oh, it's easy. One's $4, one's $24.
Yeah.
Well, back in my day, one was 50 cents, the other was $1.
Vanessa in Alaska, I had real maple syrup brought up by a friend on leave in Vermont. I got to get back to Vermont sometime soon. Vermont is fantastic. They make some good maple syrup down there too. That meal service might be most people are eating more night chow than ever before when the word got out. Yeah, you know what? You tell people you got maple syrup, they're coming, and they're coming in droves. Especially if you got real maple syrup. That's
Put
for
that shit
damn
on
sure.
everything.
Look for maple syrups that have been smoked. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, Vanessa, I've never seen a smoked maple syrup. You could probably get one at maybe one of the sugar bushes probably around here. Ray, do you think maybe
I think, Ray, that's an experiment for you, buddy.
smoked maple syrup? Do it up,
Yeah.
Ray.
I'll do it.
Yeah. But
Do it up.
I assume that as you're doing the smoking thing, every like half hour you gotta stir the maple syrup just to get the smoke into it.
Of course.
Oh,
Smoke
righto.
maple syrup. Eh?
I would imagine anyways. That's how I would do it. So
Yeah. If I was gonna smoke maple syrup, that's the way I would smoke maple syrup.
yeah.
For sure.
But you're saying, Vanessa, like this is a good thing, or are you just like setting us down a path of just manly?
Oh, she probably did that like 80 years ago before she was even born. She was doing that. That's how awesome Vanessa is.
Vanessa seems to be like the like the maestro of the cooking stuff. Like every time she comments something about food, I'm always like, oh, I'd try that. Oh,
Yeah,
I'd
you
try
get
that.
the little drool coming down the
Uh-huh.
corner of your mouth, kind of thing, right? All right. So before we get too far, guys, let's get into one of my topics I have planned out for today. Because this is an interesting one. Me and Ray talked about this briefly yesterday at the brewery, and I'd like to hear what you got to say about it as well, Paul. So low/non-alcoholic beverages taking over the shelves. Like you can't go into a beer store or the liquor store without seeing an abundance of either low or non-alcoholic beverages. Now, what are you guys' thoughts on that? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing?
Is it a good thing for whom?
Well, see, here's the thing. I've never found a non-alcoholic beer that I like. I have tried. I'm going to say maybe a dozen. Not a huge sample, like a dozen at most. And I can't find one that I like the flavor of. And because you know what, if I'm going out and I have to drive, I'm okay with the idea of a non-alcoholic beer as long as it tastes good. But I have not found one that tastes good yet. And every time you turn around, there's always like me and Ray had one the other day. I think it was like 2.3% or something like that. The stupid beer, and it was like okay, but it's like this is not going to satisfy me if I'm out at a wedding with my wife or something like that, or some outing, and I want to just have a couple drinks just to be social, but I still got to drive, so I'd be okay. But I can't find one that I like. I cannot find one.
I'm in the exact same boat, Shane. I find if you're going to call it a non-alcoholic beer, it should taste like a beer that you're familiar with. It's like they
Yes.
all have a very different, distinct taste. I mean, they try and throw some hops in it to make it hoppy like an IPA. They try to, but I've never found one that actually tastes like a beer.
Right.
My folks are off the alcohol right now. They've been, I think, coming on a year now, and they've been ordering stuff in online. They've been apparently the Sober Carpenter products that you can get at the Zehrs stores. I think it's Zehrs or Camiso's, maybe. I can't remember where they got it, but apparently it's pretty good. I've tried it. The red ale was the most beer-like, but still, I didn't find it like a beer. For me, if I'm going to go non-alcoholic, I just give me a flavored sparkling water, or
Yeah.
just a ginger ale.
What I can say is, industry-wise, the non-alcoholic beverages in general are a growing segment in the market. And even from the company I used to work with, we used to still non-alcoholic gin. And I don't know if you know how the stilling process works. It's not a quick thing to do.
Right.
It's a 16, 18-hour process for something that has no alcohol in it.
Right.
And honestly, it tastes great. It tastes like a gin. It's just non-alcoholic, and then there's definitely a market for it. Everyone did the COVID thing where everyone just went full hog and just started drinking.
Right.
They drinking left, right, and center. And I get it. There is an absolute market for it. Is there a great beer right now that's on the market that tastes like a real beer that's non-alcoholic? No. Are there applications for non-alcoholic beer for individuals who just want to have a sip of something and still feel like they're drinking it? Yes. Personally, if I'm not going to drink beer, I'm going to drink coffee.
Right.
I'm probably going to have just as much fun drinking coffee as I would drinking a beer that didn't have any alcohol in it.
Right. Like I said, me and Ray had discussed this a little bit yesterday with the guy that was working at the bar, and I said, I understand why breweries and distillers and stuff like that are doing the non-alcoholic or the low alcohol beers now, because that's where the market's kind of trending to now. So it's a smart business sense as a business. Give the people what they want, because if you don't adapt your business to your changing client base, then your business is going to fail. So I understand that part, but I still wish they would make a decent tasting non-alcoholic IPA that does not taste like sparkling water with a bunch of raw hops put in it, because that's
Exactly.
what they taste like. That's what they taste like.
Yeah, people that like coffee but don't want the caffeine can have decaf. Decaf still tastes like coffee.
Yeah, for
the
sure.
most part.
Yeah,
for the most part. It still tastes like coffee. And we just need to find a beer that it's NA. There's no alcohol there, and it still tastes like a traditional beer.
Then maybe we need to figure out how we can do that.
I know.
I'm going to check the weather, so I'll be back shortly, gentlemen.
Okay,
Sounds good.
Fantastic. So I will just and he's not going to mute his mic either, is he? Okay, I'm gonna mute your mic, Paul. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm gonna mute your mic until you come back. Just in case. I don't want in case you're farting or something in the background. We have ladies present, damn it.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll be heading outside. He's probably in the lower basement right now.
Yeah, for sure. Where the hell was that? God damn it. There was a comment here and I just slid right past. Oh, there it is. So this is Vanessa's how to do the maple syrup. No, you put the syrup in a flat pan, add your favorite wood, and smoke at 250 degrees.
Yep.
So there you go, Ray. Retired military food inspector. I knew that. I don't know if Ray
Yep.
did, but I knew that.
Yeah, I did know that. I caught that from, I think it was one night on Rod J.
Probably.
She commented about that. So,
And yeah, coffee's a good choice. Like I said,
100%.
if I'm out at like a wedding or some kind of social event like that, like a big event, like somebody's big birthday party or 50th anniversary or something like that,
Mhm.
I always want to have like a cold drink. And like I said, I might have to do basically what you said, Ray. Go with like a ginger ale with like a lime in it, because then at least
Yep.
you might think like, hey, it's a Ryan Ginger in your head, and you just try and convince yourself that that's what it is. You
Yep.
know, but it's just to get that little alcohol flavor. It doesn't have to have the alcohol in it, but if they could figure out a way to get that alcohol, like the malty flavor, especially with the beers,
Yes.
I'd be okay. I'd be okay, especially in a setting like that where I know I have to drive, but I'm like, I just feel
Yep.
like
I think,
being social.
yeah, I think that's what's missing from a lot of the NA beers is that maltiness.
Yes. So they got to figure out a way to do a fake malt that doesn't taste like crap,
Yeah.
right? Like if you get if you get a beer and it's got like artificial sweetener or an artificial flavoring, like a raspberry extract, for
Yep.
example, you can taste that artificialness at the back of your, and you're
100%.
like, oh, it's not quite right. And that's why
Yep.
counterparts beers are so expensive all the time, because they use actual, those actual fruits. They don't use the extract. So
Yes.
when like they're doing their smoothies and you're getting a little 355 ml can and it costs you, $7, that's because puree is expensive. You know,
Exactly.
I'm not saying I make smoothies that are non-alcoholic if needed.
Mhm.
They're good. Like I said, I don't mind a smoothie. My youngest boy has smoothies all the time, but I don't normally like if I'm out in a social setting or at a bar or something like that. I don't normally drink a smoothie, so it doesn't have that same kind of, like, I'd rather just have a ginger ale, I think, rather than a smoothie if I'm out.
Yeah,
Um,
smoothies for us in my house, that's a morning thing. Your peanut butter,
yeah,
banana, yogurt,
yeah, a little bit of milk, throw
crushed
some frozen.
ice.
We always have frozen berries in the fridge,
Yep,
like
we do that as well.
raspberries or a mix, and then yeah, just slap them in there.
Yep.
Go with some yogurt. Yeah, they're freaking fantastic. Smoothies are good. They
Yeah.
are quite good.
Yeah, but like I said, to me, it's a breakfast.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop by here, just this last one that Vanessa said here before. Are near beers still made? I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Don't hold me on it though. I mean, you're asking Canadian boys. We don't know freaking
Mhm.
nothing. NEFT vodka, frozen whole strawberries, ice, extra strawberry juice, heavy cream in a blender for the yeah, that'd work. That'd be
Yep.
okay.
I drink that.
Strawberry juice, heavy. Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd work out. Like I said, I always like smoothies, like, but they're more of a, for me, they're more of a summer thing. I don't drink them all the time, but it's one of those ones like, hey, you're sitting out in the deck, but I got to go to work because I work nights, as everybody knows. And sometimes I can't have a couple drinks, so sometimes I'll just throw a smoothie just to, you know, try and think of it as a cocktail and be very fancy. Put a little
Cocktail.
put
Having
a
a
little umbrella in it, and oh yes, very nice, very nice, kind of thing. Okay, I know I
Cool.
got a couple topics in here. Oh yeah, we've got that one and that one and that one. You know what? Paul's not here. Do you want to talk about the get together, Ray?
Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
Because it's mostly you and me. Anyway, okay, so let's go into this next topic little here. Brew Troopers Get Together 2024. Which again, I'm sorry guys. I talk about this on every single live that I do. July 12th to the 14th. I think that's the right dates. Is that right? Yes, that's the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We actually technically don't have to be out until the 15th in the morning, but I just make it nice and easy, 12th to the 14th. If anybody's interested, leave a comment on this video or something, or hit me up on my email, shanescraftbeerreview@gmail.com, or find me on Facebook. We actually have a private page on the Facebook,
The Facebook. Again,
the
you're 50
Facebook.
going.
Yeah, we have a private page on Facebook just to keep you guys updated on what's going on. Still in the early planning stages. It's not until July, but me and Ray have been doing a bunch of things, trying to figure some stuff out to make sure you guys have a fantastic weekend.
Yep.
So having said that, I don't know how many of you guys have seen what the inside of this Airbnb looks like. But I did put together a little video a while ago that I sent to Ray when I went and checked the Airbnb before I booked it. So I actually have a quick little video of that, just so you guys can take a look and see this huge, huge place. I know I've got it here somewhere. There it is. So this place that we're going to be staying at used to be a bank at one point in time, and it's actually called the Bank. That's actually the name of the residence now. Huge place, really, really super nice. You will notice in this video there's a bunch of stuff lying around because the guy that owns it was there cleaning from the last people that were there when I was in there. So yeah, take a look at this, guys. For anybody who's not interested yet, this might change your mind just a little bit. So here it is. Okay, so here's the front door. I'm gonna come in the front door, up into this big, huge opening. Got a basketball court over here, ping pong table over here. Nice big kitchen over here. Seeing through. Seating area. TV, a little bit of the karaoke going on. And that's just a little bit out of focus, isn't it? That's just me. Got a big bedroom over here. Big bedroom over here as well. Come down here. It's pretty cool. Got the old vault in here. They put some gold, kind of funny, kind of neat. Like that. Zip through here. Alright, so then there's actually a second floor here, so I'm going to zip through this really quick. Hey, another safe at the top of the stairs. And then I'll zip down the stairs really quick, like such. Okay, nice tiled floor here. Alright, where do we want to start? Okay, let's start over here. Another bedroom over here. A little bit of laundry facilities in there in case we need them. Over here, this is the hallway of bathrooms. Each of these doors is a separate bathroom. Oh, and another one over here too. Just a little two-piece with a toilet and a sink. Nothing too exciting down there. And we go down over here. This is the main bathroom with a shower. Kind of cool. Alright, zip through here like such. Actually, I'm going to skip that room, leave that one for last. I'll show you why in just a second. Okay, another bedroom there. And back here, there's not a whole lot. Another little safe and the exit to where the parking is. Okay, so let's go over here, guys, and we'll take a look at this room over here. This might be the only room where there's a little bit of issue. There's a couple bunk beds in here. Yeah, so hopefully everybody's friendly. We can get in there. And there's another mattress there that we can lay down, just in case we need to do. Overall, pretty cool looking place. Lots and lots of space. Lots of places for filming. Lots of places for just hanging out and being cool. Yeah, so there you go, guys. That's the Airbnb that we got booked. Huge place. And it's actually bigger in person than it looked in that video, because I noticed when I was walking through and they had the basketball court there, like there is tons of room to sit and play basketball there for sure. It's going to be fun. Like I said, they saw the ping pong table, the karaoke machine, 2 TVs. There's a Nintendo Switch there. I don't know if we'll actually use the karaoke machine or not, because Ray will probably just bring his stuff because it's probably better. Right? Just in all fairness, it's probably better.
It works good enough. The less things I have to carry around, the better.
Oh, I can help you, because it's down the street from around the corner, more or less.
It's true.
More or less. Vanessa saying, thank you for the walkthrough. You're welcome. Yeah, that's
Shane.
What's that,
Shane,
buddy? Sorry?
You've got Paul muted.
Oh, I still got Paul muted. I'm sorry, Paul. I'm sorry, Paul. I had you muted when you were away because I wasn't sure if you were. There you go. Now you're good. Now I can hear you, sir.
Thank you. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
That's awesome. Honestly, that Airbnb looks amazing. The opportunities for like collaborating is just immense. It's honestly I feel kind of sad that I cannot be around for that time, but nonetheless I know that's gonna be an amazing event. And honestly, if you're a beer reviewer out there, if you're You really should not miss this. First off, one of the 8 wonders of the world you're going to have access to. 7. No, there's 8 now.
What's the eighth one?
It is the
Not China the wrestler.
no. It's
Because that's what they called her, the 8th wonder of the world.
it's the Fort Erie mini putt-putt. But nonetheless, Fort Erie mini putt-putt, you get a 10% discount for just mentioning the Alconauts. But honestly, the Airbnb is immaculately amazing and honestly great space for collaborating. And really, isn't that what everything's all about? Is just having the opportunity to just collaborate and meet your fellow beer tubers face to face. And honestly, Chicago was amazing. I had such a great time in Chicago. Chu and Mallory were just amazing hosts. We met great people down there. I had such a blast down there.
The thing with that, Paul, and I think I mentioned this to you on the drive home, was the only person we had met before we headed down there in actual person was Shane. And we got down there and it was like we had known everybody for years.
Oh, everyone was so welcoming. It was just a really good environment. And that's exactly what we want. You want to have for these beer tuber get-togethers is that welcome environment. And honestly, when it comes to beer, you don't get too many that aren't cordial or civil, and everyone's got a great sense of humor. We just have such great times. Like what I do have to say is the Chicago handshake. Fuck you, Mallory. Mallory, if you're watching, and I don't know if you are, but nonetheless, fuck you.
No, she'll be at work. That was
horror.
Apparently, Vanessa's heading out early tonight. Thank you for the show. Thanks for stopping by, Vanessa. It's always a pleasure to have you. It's always great to sit and chat with you for sure. She's just so interesting, like the most interesting woman in the world. She's like the Dos Equis woman.
I like your Desert Eagle 1911, by the way.
Yeah, isn't it pretty? It's a pretty little
sidearm
gun. Pretty little pop gun, for sure. Okay, so anything else you guys want to add about the get together before we move on to our next topic, by chance?
Just bring really good running shoes, because as long as it took us to get to places in Chicago, they were nice and close together. It's absolutely nothing like that in Niagara.
Right. Yeah, especially because
25, 35, 55 miles a day just to get to the first brewery each time. So
it won't be quite that bad. But when we do like I said doo-doo. When we do the tourist day, people are going to be walking, checking out the falls, checking out Clifton Hill, all that stuff. So there will be a little bit of walking on that day, but that's more of a self-exploratory day as opposed to, hey, you guys need to come here. So it's kind of like at your leisure what you're going to walk. But definitely check that out.
Where we're staying in Niagara is a little bit safer than where we stayed in Chicago, I think. So you'll be free to go exploring.
Whoa!
Actually, no, it's probably not safer. Actually,
come on. Honestly,
no, I'm kidding. Yeah. You know what? It was brilliant. That was such a cool neighborhood we stayed in when we were down there.
The architecture was really cool.
Yeah, because they were old. Were those Victorian or brownstone? I don't know. I'm not good on architecture, so I don't know.
I don't know either, and evidently a lot of people in Chicago don't know either. The wife and I were inquiring about it like all weekend, and no one seemed to know why there was like a singular architectural style that seemed to happen in every neighborhood. But nonetheless, Chicago was amazing. It was just so great to see all the breweries down there. The beers are, and you know what? If you're coming down Niagara,
for the world.
Hot butcher for the world. And honestly, if you're coming down Niagara, like you're gonna get a real good tour. It really spans a large area, and there are a plethora of different brewers with different styles. And I don't see any beer reviewer not loving the itinerary that you guys are putting together. So
it's honestly, gonna be a lot of
It's going to be a lot of fun. That whole weekend seems like a lot of fun. And like I said, um, honestly, you get access to a really rare thing, which is, Niagara Falls. And a lot of people say, like, it's just water going over a fall. But like, honestly, once you're up beside it, it's mesmerizing. And just to be able to say that you have been is fantastic. And what I can say is limited space. Let Shane and Ray know if you're going to commit to this, because realistically, they can only accommodate so much. And for what you guys are going to be doing for this weekend, transportation wise, it has to be set in stone so that we can figure out how you guys are going to get around. So the sooner you let Shane know, the sooner you let Ray know, the better they can organize this for everyone's benefit. Like, don't wait till the last minute. I know it's a hard thing to commit to because it's in Canada. But what I can say is definitely worth your while, and
For sure.
there is so much history in the Niagara region alone. Even if you came by and just ditched us and did your own thing, you would have so much historical things to see.
For sure.
You would definitely have a good time. So, but definitely let these guys know ASAP your commitment level, because they're like, what? How many you guys figuring you can max out at the Airbnb?
6. It depends on how friendly people are. 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I think that Airbnb will hold 16, but that's taking into account that 2 people are sharing all those double beds.
Yeah, and possibly more if people are sleeping in the larger common areas with sleeping bags and an air mattress you bring yourself. But
It
realistically,
shouldn't be that bad. No, we should have a bed for everybody. There should be a bed for
well,
everybody.
well, Dave's TV is saying I can't wait, and honestly, we'd love to get you here as soon as possible.
Well, Dave
Uh,
has his passport. He showed it to me when I was down there. He's like,
yeah.
"Look," he goes, "I got it." So
Awesome.
I know 100% that Dave has his passport and he's geared
Yeah.
up to go.
And
Like
number
I said,
one thing, make sure your passport is not expiring within the next 8 months.
I thought it was 6.
I think it was
8.
6.
8.
Did 8?
8
Whatever.
is the 8. Yeah.
I thought it was 8
It
for
is
us traveling in
if
the-
it's exactly 6, guess what? You're not coming back into the country you came from.
Well, I thought it was 8. I thought it was 8 for us going to the US, but I thought it was 6 for Americans coming into Canada.
Yeah, you want to go 8.
Just
8
get it done
isn't
anyway.
Yeah, you want some leeway.
It's going to be
Because-
worth the $60, $70, $80 to renew your passport to come up here, because you're going to have an
Exactly.
amazing time, and the experience that you're going to get is going to be well beyond anything you could ever pay for.
It'll be a lot of fun. But
Yeah.
that's my only plug for the beer tubers in July. And Shane, I have 10 years on mine. Oh, Dave, wow.
He just got it. Like literally just got it. Like I think maybe a week before I went down there, he got it.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. Like I said, I know there's a bunch of people that are committed already, like Dave, Brian. I got all these guys that are committed already. They've said, "I'm there, no problem." I will be putting out a little thing in the next little while, probably in a month or two, and basically just I'll start asking for a deposit from everybody, just so I have that kind of commitment. Because if you're gonna give me a little bit of money, that means you're committed to coming, and then we'll have a better idea of numbers as we go forward.
Well, yeah, and the Airbnb is going to want another deposit soon. So
Yeah, well, yeah, there we go. Yeah, like I have to do another $2,000. Anyway, I
hey,
digress.
look who's here.
Who's here? Oh, Alan. You know what? I clicked on that and I thought I'm sorry, Alan. I actually thought that was. I just read the comment. I didn't see who it was. I thought it was Dave again. But Alan, you will be happy to know, sir, that today I recorded Doppelganger number 9, One Flight Down. That'll be coming out early next week, sir. I think I did a good job. There's a couple little things I was, and it's always whenever I record a Doppelganger after I'm done doing it, I'm like, oh, I forgot to do that part, and I forgot to do a part in yours too. But that's okay. I hope you like it. I had fun with it. It was good, and it was kind of like I was trying to play off a video that you had done before. I'm not going to tell you which one. You'll understand when you see it. But yeah, I think I did a pretty good job with it.
I can't wait to see when Shane does the Alconauts.
That's good. I have that one in mind, and I have an idea of how to do it. That's the best part. No, don't be terrified, Alan. It's all good. It's all good. It's basically just me pretending to be you, Chuggy award-winning YouTuber Alan from One Flight Down. Um, you know. Okay, so there's no, don't be afraid. It's good. So there's another topic I want to get onto, and I'm really glad you're here today, Paul. Me and Ray were talking about this earlier, and I'm like, I hope Paul comes by because I have a topic specifically for Paul that we're going to talk about. And here is the question: how accurate is Paul's tasting palate? Now, do you think you have a good palate for tasting beers and stuff like that, Paul?
Honestly, back in college, I had to do some really weird things, so my tasting palate may not be as good as I thought it would be. Am I really good at tasting? I'm a smoker. Can I taste things? I kind of used to do it for a living, and I like to think that I understand some of the basics of what I'm tasting. How accurate am I, Ray?
I don't know. I think we should. I think we should. I think we should go to the video, Shane.
You know what? Because I can guarantee you that I personally know that there's a flavor out there that you absolutely do not know what it tastes like. And I'll show you in just a second here. So this is a video of a review I did with Paul and Ray quite a while ago. And you guys will understand what the hell I'm talking about after you watch this. So
let's see this.
Well, and there it is. There it is. Oh, there it is.
What is there?
The cotton candy, strawberry.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's almost on that edge of being a little bit too sweet for me, but I really, really like the flavor of this.
Yes.
I'm a big cotton candy fan anyway. I really, really like this.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of sweet beers, but yeah, this is kind of cool. So they use strawberry puree and all natural cotton candy crystals to flavor the beer.
Yeah, well, you can definitely tell.
Yeah,
tell. You still not getting it, Paul?
I'm not getting it at all. Like,
really?
I feel like that kid in the class where like everyone knows the answer except for me. I'm like, I'm just tasting. I taste that hoppiness in there, and it's not overly offensive, especially at 35 IBUs. I'm not getting that cotton candy. I don't think I'm tasting hints of strawberry, but what I am tasting is there is a slight sweetness to it. You know, it's almost a citrusy sweet taste that I'm getting off my tongue on this. I'm still kind of on the fence. I feel like I'm being tricked right now.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I was expecting cotton candy. I was expecting a strawberry flavored cotton candy. You know, this is like Canada's Wonderland all over again. My dad said he'd get me cotton candy. He didn't. You know what he got me? Jack shit.
Because I really do enjoy the flavor.
Whoa, what's that taste?
Cotton candy?
Nope.
so there you go.
Honestly, I have no idea what you guys were tasting. I was not tasting
strawberry cotton candy is what the flavor of that beer was.
Honestly,
and I ask Alan. Alan has had Fluffity Fluff Fluff. Have you not, Alan? Did it not taste like strawberry cotton candy? Because I'm pretty sure you reviewed that, Alan. I know you have. Hey, look, we got Chris in the house as well. Chris from Off the 10th. What's going on, Chris? Thanks for stopping by, my brother.
Chris.
I think Chris is another Canadian, is he not?
He's close by.
Yeah, he lives in the Falls.
He's in
Chippewa. From the Falls.
Chippewa.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully he's gonna pop by on that.
I didn't drive by your house
weekend.
I was in your driveway yesterday, or was I?
You were in
Paul?
Paul being all creepy now.
That weird van with the words candy spray painted.
You know what the worst part is? You can't have a restraining order against me because everyone looks like me who's Asian.
See?
There you go, Paul.
He's just like cotton candy.
I have, and
Alan,
it does.
You know what? Yeah, I thought we were going to be friends at the Beer Tubers convention, but
I don't. I bet you Chris has probably had Fluffity Fluff Fluff as well. You've had Fluffity Fluff Fluff from Flying Monkeys, right, Chris? Does it not taste like strawberry cotton candy? Paul cannot taste it for some reason. I don't know why. And me and Ray were losing our minds. Like, what do you mean you can't taste it? That's the first thing. It's like bang right in your face, strawberry cotton candy.
Is this like a Caucasian thing?
No, it was just a topic to just throw up because I was.
I think we need to try that one again. I think we need to revisit that one.
Okay, I need Asian beer reviewers to taste this with me. Maybe it's an Asian thing that I can't taste it.
Maybe your roommate can come on and try it.
No.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen, he says. Yeah, Alan's saying I love Fluffity Fluff Fluff. It was a good beer. Like I said, it was
I
was
didn't mind
sweet
it.
though. Like one, maybe two at most.
Just one.
And I think that sweetness would get back to you because it was
Vanessa's
sweet but tasty. And Vanessa, excuse me. Oh, I'm getting gas from that freaking pumpkin beer. Nice to see you back, Vanessa. You missed. You probably just missed the whole thing. I was making fun of Paul. Well, not really making fun of him. He was making fun of himself, really.
We should roll that again.
Do you want to roll that again?
I think we should roll that again. Oh, Brian's here now. Brian has to see that.
Woo!
Can you roll it in slow motion?
Roll it
No,
again.
that would just take
It
up
just
too
make
much
us
time.
all sound super drunk. 75%.
Did you just show up, Brian? Did you miss the Fluffity Fluff Fluff video? Because I'll play it again. So I don't think Chris saw it either.
Play it
If you
again.
haven't seen it, let me know. I'll play it again. It doesn't matter. Actually, no. Let's just play it again anyway because it's fun to make. It's fun to make fun of Paul. It's always a good time
because I just don't taste it.
Because it was so strawberry. Anyway, let's get back to it again here for a second.
Well, and there it is. There it is. Oh, there it is.
What is there?
The cotton candy, strawberry.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's almost on that edge of being a little bit too sweet for me, but I really, really like the flavor of this.
Yes.
I'm a big cotton candy fan anyway. I really, really like this.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of sweet beers, but yeah, this is kind of cool. So they use strawberry puree and all natural cotton candy crystals to flavor the beer.
Yeah, well, you can definitely tell.
Yeah,
you can definitely tell. You still not getting it, Paul?
I'm not getting it at all. Like
Really?
I feel like that kid in the class where like everyone knows the answer except for me. I'm like I'm just tasting. I taste that hoppiness in there, and it's not overly offensive, especially at 35 IBUs. I'm not getting that cotton candy. I don't think I'm tasting hints of strawberry, but what I am tasting is there is a slight sweetness to it. You know, it's almost a citrusy sweet taste that I'm getting off my tongue on this. I'm still kind of on the fence. I feel like I'm being tricked right now.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I was expecting cotton candy. I was expecting a strawberry flavored cotton candy. You know, this is like Canada's Wonderland all over again. My dad said he'd get me cotton candy. He didn't. You know what he got me? Jack shit.
Because I really do enjoy the flavor.
Whoa, what's that taste?
Cotton candy?
Nope.
That's still my favorite part is that end. Oh, what's that taste? Cotton candy? Nope.
I'm thinking to myself, who's the asshole that edited this? I'm thinking, oh, it was me.
Yes, it was you that edited that video.
The marks around my head. I'm like, why did I treat myself so poorly? Like,
You did. So Brian said he's at baseball practice with the boys because, you know, in Georgia, it's nice enough to play baseball outside. Alan's saying hi to Vanessa. Ever take the 45 record side of the Chipmunks and play them very fast? You're going to play the Chipmunks fast? Why would you play the Chipmunks fast? Already fast.
have you tried to take the 45 record size and play it very slow?
Don't.
It just sounds like Creepy Men.
Yes,
That's true.
Yes, it does.
Maple sugar, cotton candy. Oh my God, I would
Well,
die.
hello there.
Oh, maple sugar.
Hello there,
Oh,
maple sugar cotton candy.
sign me up. I've never. That's wow. Yeah, I'd be.
Not a bad idea.
I'd be diabetic in a week.
How do
'cause
we
I'd be
not?
eating
How do we
friggin'
not do that as Canadians?
I bet
I
you they
know.
do somewhere. I bet you they're doing it in New Brunswick and just keeping it from the rest of Canada.
Maybe. So Chris is saying, I've had it. I didn't gravitate towards it because it sounded like too much of a gimmicky beer. Yeah, I think that's what the whole thing was supposed to be, but it did taste like strawberry cotton candy, Chris. That's the only question I have for you. It tasted like strawberry cotton candy, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It is a gimmicky beer. I agree with you 100%. And I think it was meant to do that. It's supposed to be a gimmicky beer.
And it really hits at 8.1% ABV too, right?
Yeah. But
It was
that like I
super
said,
high ABV.
that sweetness would just kill you after a while. That's for sure. Maple sugar fudge.
Maple
Had
fudge is the
that.
big one. Yep.
Yeah, that's fan-freaking-tastic. Or just plain old maple sugar, not even fudge. Just plain
Yep.
old maple sugar is pretty
Oh my
good,
god,
too.
there's if you're a big fan of fudge, there's every other place here is selling freaking fudge. Unless she said
Right.
like maple syrup explicitive, then it's totally a different thing.
And we will be walking by one or two chocolate factories on our trip down Clifton Hill. So, and they make the fudge factory right on Clifton Hill. They make some fantastic fudge. If you guys
So
are
good.
into that, really good. And you can sit there and watch them make it. It's pretty awesome. They get the guys out there and they're making all their stuff. Alan's saying the Chipmunks backward actually sounds like an early Styx album, like Hemispheres or something. No, the Hemispheres was Rush.
Ooh.
What's the other one? The Styx, the Crest of Steel. No, that was Rush too. I'm trying to think of old Styx albums. I know Mr. Roboto is the only one I got in my
That's
head.
the only thing I got in my head.
And I don't know why. Making fudge is fun, but I need to be in a good mood to do that. Hey, Vanessa, you let me know what you need to be in a good mood, and I will put you in a good mood, and you can make me some fudge. That would be awesome.
I would like some proceeds of that making of fudge.
A Grand Illusion. Thank you, Alan. That's the one I was actually thinking of. Welcome to the Grand Illusion. Come on in and see what that. Sorry. My uncle listened to a lot of Styx when I was young, and so I kind of gravitated towards Styx. Miss America. Miss America is a good song off that album too, I believe. I think it was on that album, if I'm not mistaken.
Do you know what year they released their first album?
Styx?
Yeah.
I'm going to guess. Probably a lot earlier than I think. I'm going to say 73.
Yeah, it looks to me like it's 72.
Oh,
really? Oh, okay. Like I said, I was going earlier because I was thinking maybe like mid 70s.
Yeah,
that's why
like
I went back a bit. Oh, there you go.
The Styx 2 came out in 73, Equinox in 75. The Grand Illusion was 77, Paradise Theater 81. Oh, Pieces of 8, that was 78.
Oh, Pieces of 8, yes, that was another good album too, yeah.
Caught in the Act was a good one.
Yep. See, Alan's saying karaoke night. Hey, don't worry, Alan. At the Brew Troopers Get Together 2024, we will have several karaoke nights.
Sailing away. Something.
Yeah, I'm not going to do
Set an open course for the Virgin Sea. Because I've got to be free. Yeah, I know the whole fucking song, dude. Great song.
Sing it like Cartman.
Great song. Yeah, so definitely, yeah, we do karaoke. I mean, you guys have heard me sing more than enough on my lives. I'm not the best singer, but I still do it. And I do have a special challenge coming up, actually, having to do with karaoke with somebody else that's coming up. So that'll be a whole lot of fun. And I am going to crush him. Crush him. You'll understand why when you see it. Ray doesn't even know what I'm doing.
I'm
so.
curious.
You'll have to wait because I'm not telling anybody what I'm doing because it is that epic.
Will it be kamikaze karaoke?
That's the way it should be.
What's kamikaze karaoke?
Whatever comes up, if it's you draw your name, you.
Oh no! We have
you go.
Me and the other person have. We're going to pick out our own songs. We're going to do a song each, and just let everybody vote on who did the best job of it.
Yeah. Kind of like lip sync battles.
Okay.
Sort of.
That,
yes.
I think Ray and I should be in on this. Hello.
No, it's very specific, and it's
testing 1 2
between
hello.
Me. Yeah, and it's for me and one other person, so it's we're gonna have a lot of fun with that. So yeah, Vanessa said my older sister still has a record player from the 50s. Yeah, because you know what? When they built stuff back in the 50s, it doesn't break. It doesn't break.
It's probably worth a lot now.
It does not break. I make a dang tasty fudgy brownie as well. I have no doubt.
Vanessa, I'm going to send you my address so you can send that dang tasty fudgy brownie.
Vanessa saying, film the karaoke night live for us to watch. You know, it's funny. We actually did have karaoke because we did karaoke in Chicago, and it was recorded. Every single karaoke song that we sang was recorded, and I don't think anybody's seen any of them. I'm just saying. Especially what about? No, come on, we got to show the one. I don't have them. Just so you guys know, I do not have those recordings. But that last one we did, where the whole group of us were singing together, and it was terrible.
I think the only person that's got it is Chase.
I think it's Chase.
Chase is the only one that's got it.
Yep,
because he recorded it all. But what song did we do? Don't Stop Believing. That was what we did as a big group. All of us.
Yeah.
It was. Oh my god.
It was a lot of fun.
You got like two people that can sing pretty good, like Mallory and
Ray
in there. Ray, Paul,
Paul.
and then
Asian
the rest
Ray.
of us. Asian Ray.
Hey, the malted gentleman's on. Hey,
Hey,
Woo!
Josh.
Did he pop on? Oh, there he is, down in there. He's way down, a couple comments down. What's going on, Josh? Nice to see you, brother. Thanks for stopping by. If anybody has not checked out the Malted Gentleman's channel, please do and get involved in the FU Winter Chug Challenge that he's got on there. It's probably, I think, 2 videos back in his catalog. But
I keep
get involved in
forgetting.
that. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, like I said, check out the Malted Gentleman. It's a great little, fun little, silly challenge he does every year. I think this is year 3 that he's done it. And it's just one of those things in winter I always look forward to because I hate winter. And it doesn't matter if it takes me a minute and a half to chug a beer. I'm going to do it because it's still better than having to go outside and, do anything like that.
I should have done it tonight live.
You should have. You should have done the chug challenge live. Why the hell not?
yeah.
But no, you got to do a separate video for Josh. I mean, put in the time for him. I mean, he would do it for us.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Well,
100%.
like, do it twice.
Alan's saying, "Come Sail Away" has a 47 measure instrumental break. That's a lot of time to kill. Yeah, because it's got the that keyboard in the middle, right? It's only 47. That seems like pretty long.
But Alan, have you seen me dance during that instrumental break? It would feel like 247 measures if you had to watch me dance.
No.
Right. Is it actually 47 measures, Alan? Because it seems like it's. I'm running through the song in my head, and that's that whole keyboard mill part seems pretty long. I would say it was longer than 47 measures, but I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just an idiot. Who knows? I'm no musical expert. You guys have heard me. You guys have heard me play guitar and sing. I'm no musical expert. Okay, that's for sure.
Oh, you do a good job there, Shane.
I fake it. I just fake it because it's fun.
I love those big old console stereos with the vacuum tube radios in them. Man,
oh, I used to have one of those.
Like, incredible.
Yeah, like 30 years ago, I had one of those. It was my grandmother's, and it ended up going to shit. And I'm like, I was in my early 20s, and I didn't have enough money to fix it, and I ended up throwing it out. Now I kick myself in the ass all the time. Like, you should have just held on to it until you had the money to fix it.
Yeah, when I was
they were great.
Yeah, when I was younger, we figured out a way to hotwire a 1/8 adapter into it so we could hook our MP3 player up to it at my buddy's place.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it sounded so good.
That'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's been a sit here. My brother has his wife's Motorola stereo and record player, huge floor console upstairs here. There you go.
That's what I was talking.
Wooden cabinets with a vacuum tube. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I used to have one too. It belonged to my grandmother. I managed to get it after she passed away, and it was so awesome. She's saying it was the first one made with an FM stereo. So there you go.
Look at that.
Nessa saying hi to Josh. Brian saying, don't forget to hit that like button. Yes, please hit the like button, guys. Even if you don't like it, hit the like button. Who cares? Hit the dislike button. I don't give a shit. Just hit a button. Hit a button. Hit the subscribe button.
Interact.
There we go. That sounds a little bit better. 147 measure. That's better. I was going to say 47 did not seem like long enough because that's a pretty long. So Alan's saying, Ray, let's have a sticks dance off.
Okay.
There you go. There's the competition for next year. Ray versus Alan on the dance. I got to write that down because I'll forget.
But honestly, Alan,
I like that.
Ray's he's pretty good. He's got he's got the moves like Jagger.
Yes.
Get the moves like Jagger.
If Jagger was blind and had no feet.
I don't want to scare you there, Alan, but I did go to theater school. Just saying.
You know what Alan does, like, right? Okay. I think he's pretty he's got a pretty good theatrical background as well.
Oh yeah.
Vanessa saying, I turned it on back in December. The amplifier and radio works well. The record player still functions. Yeah, like I said, when they made stuff back in the 50s, it's hard to break it. Console was built in 1961. My birthday. No, that is incorrect. You were born in 1975. Quit lying to everybody. Alan says he's got the moves like Jägermeister. Yeah, that's usually what it takes to get me dancing to a couple of Jägermeisters.
It will be an interesting dance-off at that point. I think the dance-off should also be live.
I don't know, man.
I don't we're probably going to do a live while we're at the get together. The bunch of us will just kind of, in and out kind of thing. Kind of like what we did at the first year in Atlanta. We did that. But I don't know. Maybe I'll hold on to like the dancing and the karaoke and edit that because you just never know.
Eh.
We'll see. We'll see. You never know, guys. You never know what I'm going to come up with.
You just need a live bleeper. That's all.
Yeah, there we go. Because like I said, for the most part during the day, I probably won't be drinking a whole lot anyway until we get back to the Airbnb at night. But if I start pounding and try and catch up to everybody, you never know. You might see some interesting stuff on a live. That's for sure.
Yeah, we might have to. Shane and I might have to play chauffeur. We're trying to work through some of the transportation stuff, so we'll get this figured out.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm good with that anyway, Ray. Me personally, I want to make sure that everybody else has a good time because that's
100%.
Yeah, kind of what we're doing. So I don't want anybody to have to worry about anything. If you guys have any questions or concerns when you guys get down here, ask me or Ray, obviously, and we'll take care of everything the best that we can because we want you guys to have a great time and go, man, you guys are awesome. You did so much better than Mallory and Chu. Not that I'm trying to upstage them. Wow. But it's a natural progression. Like Alan did it.
Oh my God.
See,
Alan, sorry.
Let's back up here for a second. So we're not trying to upstage Mallory and Chu. We're just trying to make it really difficult for whoever hosts in 2025.
Right. Well, like I said, when Brian hosted it the first year, it was kind of a very casual kind of thing. There was only 5 of us there, and then Mallory and Chu came on board the next year and said, "Hey, we want to do it." And then we had 9 there or something like that, and they did a fantastic job. Kind of building off what Brian had done before. And Brian did a great job too. Like, I mean, for just having the few of us, we had a great time down there.
Oh my God,
cool.
The spread that he had, but from the videos I saw, man, you guys had like a lot, like a seafood boil.
Oh, we had the Low Country boy. Dude, his wife friggin' cooked us up one of the most delicious meals I've ever had. Like his wife is awesome. She just rocks. I
really regret not going. Like Brian looked like he took care of you guys. Like that's awesome. And
he really took care of us. Like he kind of went above and beyond what he should have.
Regrets. I've had a few.
Yeah, he was a great host. Like I said, and then Mallory and Chu, upped it a little bit with theirs, and me and Ray are trying to do the exact same thing. Make it just a little bit better and make it super hard on next year's guy because they're going to have a lot to contend with, I think, next year. So if you want to host it next year, sucks to be you. Because it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to beat what me and Ray have planned so far. Vanessa's saying tequila tastes better than Yager. I do agree with that. That's just me, though. I do like tequila.
I like this comment.
This one here. I will be filming a TV show that never was, but should have been at the get-together in July. Yes, I did know we were going to do that. Is it? I think it's the same one we talked about quite a while ago, Brian. That we need uniforms from my friend. I don't want to really give it away too much.
That has piqued my curiosity, and by piqued I mean PICQUE.
Yes.
'D.
Yeah, they're like I said, I think it's the same one he's talking about. It's going to be a great program. And Brian, I'll try and remember, and I'll write it down. I'm going to try and message you later because I actually came up with 2 or 3 more ideas for shows that should have been it never was.
Just let you guys know,
today
Ray graduated top of his drama class, and he can instantly grow hair in a heartbeat.
On my back.
Well, yeah, on his back.
Yeah, I'm going to say Mallory and Chu are great fun in their videos. Yeah, they are.
Absolutely.
I wish they would do more.
I so hope they show up.
Honestly, if you want to know what Chu looks like, you should just come.
That's right. That's right. You cannot know what Chu looks like unless you come to the get together.
Yes,
it's true.
And you can go. Oh, he looks like that.
That's exactly what I said. Like, wow, I didn't even know he was white. Oh, shit.
Exactly. So you gave it away now. You gave it away.
Oh, so sorry.
No.
Shit.
It's all good. Vanessa saying, dress up like the Men in Black movies. That line was in it. Yeah, that's not a bad idea either. That'd work. Like I said, we got so many different things planned, and it's gonna be so much fun. I can't wait. What else have I got here? We did the Low No Call. We did the Beer Tubers get together.
All right.
We did.
My agent's calling me right now. He's gonna. I gotta take this call. Be right back.
Mute his microphone.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute your mic again, Paul. Don't worry, I got you covered. We don't want to hear about your. Yeah, I know what it was. It's okay. That's why I got a vape, because you can just vape in the house,
Yeah.
in the basement at least, anyway. All right, so you know what? Let's get into this topic while Paul's gone here, Ray. So this is something that Ray wanted to talk about. Thought it would be kind of interesting to talk about. How did I get here? So, and I find this kind of interesting because I'm going to learn a couple things from you today, Ray. So we're just going to basically talk about how Ray got to be where he is in life right now, based on where he started, which is kind of there'll be a little bit of a twist, I'm sure, in the story. So why don't you go ahead and take it away there, buddy, and let us know how
Sure.
you got to where you are today.
Sure. You know, it's kind of funny because one of my colleagues is he's about 10 years, maybe 12 years younger than I am. And he always jokes that he's going to come to Niagara Falls just wearing plain clothes, walk the street and say, "Hey, do you know Ray Anderson?" And he thinks that it would take him about 4 asks to find somebody that knows me. It's funny because I've done so many things. I'm kind of like Vanessa. You know, it's you do what you got to do to get through, and you do things. So living in Niagara most of my life, I've never been afraid to try something new, except for jumping out of a perfectly good plane. I will not do that.
I've done that. It's fun.
Won't do it. Can't see a reason why. I don't like bungee jumping because I'm afraid that thing will break.
Right.
But no, like I was thinking the other day, and when I was driving down to Niagara on the Lake to meet Shane last night, the Talking Heads song was on, and it was like that line, "How did I get here? Who is this beautiful? You know, whose is this giant house? Who is this beauty?" And so I was like, damn, you know, that might be something cool to talk about because we don't often open up about ourselves personally on these shows. Oh,
right.
The ghost is back. There we go.
The ghost of Ray's house.
Yeah. So no, I thought, you know, it's quite interesting because, you know, growing up, you know, the first job I had was delivering newspapers, like a lot of us. Then I decided I didn't want to do that anymore. I was going to work at the grocery store locally. Well, I started going in there at, you know, 12, 13 years old, bugging the manager. "Hey, can I work? Can I work? Can I work?" "Nope, you're too young. You're too young. You're too young." So finally, one day I walked in and said, "Hey, I'm 14 now. When can I start working?" And he's like, "Oh, you're 14? All right, I'll see you next Friday." Worked at the grocery store for about a year and a half. Worst decision I ever made. Back then we were making, was it $3.14 an hour as a student working?
Right, probably, yeah.
Yeah. So manager was horrible. He ended up being awful. He was just a horrible guy. The owner of the store was amazing, but the manager was awful. I ended up quitting. Called my grandfather to give me a ride home. He picked me up. He's like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Oh, I just quit." He's like, "Well, you got to work." So like, "Yep." He's like, "Well, come on. I know some people that just opened a store on the other side of town." So drove me right straight there. I met these two brothers, Tony and Bill, amazing guys. They just opened a small produce market with a butcher shop and a deli. And they're like, "Yeah, when can you start?" And I was like, "I don't know, next weekend." They're like, "Great." Get home. I got a message on the, you know, tape answering machine at the house from the owner of the grocery store. "Hey, you got to come back. I don't know what happened there." So I went back to talk to him. I was like, "I'm sorry." I said, "I can finish the week, but I got a new job starting on Friday." He's like, "What? You got a new job already?" It's like, "Well, yeah." So I worked at this produce market forever. And then I started doing theater stuff through the high school. And they finally, the market says, "Hey, you got to make a decision. You're either going to work for us or you're going to," and I said, "Well, I got to go this way because I'm going to graduate from high school. I'm going to Sheridan College for theater. I got to do the theater stuff." So I go there. Long story short, finished Sheridan College, worked for about 8 months after college in theater and realized I'm going to have to look for a contract every 6 months.
Right.
Kind of not what I want to do. I figured, you know, I'm going to get in. People are going to like me. I'm going to do my thing. I'll be a technical director at a theater by the time I'm 25, you know, and then I'll retire.
Right.
Well, so it didn't happen that way. Ended up taking a job in Perry Sound at a summer stock theater up there. Loved it. Had a great summer. Came home because you don't want to be in Perry Sound in the winter. There's no work. It snows
Right.
like
Yeah.
crazy.
Exactly.
It snows like crazy. And
They get tons
came
of it
home
up
and
there, yeah.
I went back to work at Consumers Distributing.
Oh, I missed that
If you're old
store.
enough to remember that place. I had
I
a
missed that
part-time
store.
job working there. It was amazing. Previous summers, I'd come home, worked for my grandfather. He was a painter, did residential, industrial, commercial. So that was a lot of fun. Learned a lot of stuff there. But yeah, so I'm home and I'm back at Consumers, and my dad says, "What's your plan?" I said, "I have no idea." He's like, all right. He's like, well,
I don't know.
he's like, Dave and Nikki are going to be at these are friends of theirs at the coffee shop tomorrow morning. Why don't you go see them? Like, all right. So popped in there, and sure enough, the place that my parents' friend Nikki was working was hiring. Well, it's a factory. I never ever wanted to work in a factory,
No, me
but there's
neither.
no flipping way. So it turns out they're hiring. So I drive down there Monday morning, walk in, hand my resume to the receptionist. She's like, okay, well, what are you looking for? I was like, I don't know, just a job. I don't know what I'm going to do now. So resume goes over. She hands it to some guy behind. He stops me. He says, well, come on and chat with me for a second. Well, it was the manager, the GM of the factory. So I go in and I sit down, and we're chatting. He points to my car outside. He's like, oh, is that what you drive? I said, yeah. He goes, do any work on that yourself? I was like, oh yeah, anything I can replace myself, I will. Got to save the money. He's like, so you're mechanical? I said, yep. Well, come back and see us Monday morning. You got a job. He's like, okay, doing what?
Right.
So
yeah.
this company no longer actually has they have no facilities in Canada. They ended up, it was 2002. They took everything back to the US, but they made industrial fluid connectors. So steel, stainless steel, Linnell connectors for pharmaceutical, aerospace, nuclear, most expensive fittings in the world. That was their claim to fame. Worked there for a whole bunch of years. Ended up actually being a multi-spindle CNC machine operator. And Paul's back.
Your mic's back on, Paul, just so you know.
Yeah,
Holy
we got your
mackerel.
mic back up. We're just talking about how we got here. I'm just doing a quick history of Ray.
Well, I just walked through a wall, so that's how.
I saw that. That
was pretty cool. That's some good editing right there, sir. That might be worthy of a Chuggy Award.
That's why Paul does the editing,
Yeah.
So worked at that factory for 9 years. It was pretty cool. Did a lot of different stuff there, from electrochemical deburring to plating to inspection. Learned a ton. And then, like I said, they come in one morning. I was finishing up midnight shift, and they're like, "Yeah, so come July, you guys don't have a job." So I'm sure,
That's
like
awesome.
a lot of people have been through that. So, it was pretty cool though, because we had profit sharing. They gave us a really good payout. If we worked till the first, I think we had to work one shift in June, and they paid us for the entire month.
Right.
Which was cool. And then I just said to my wife, I was like, I'm going to try something I've always wanted to try. She's like, what are you going to do? I was like, I'm going to sell cars. So I went and worked at a GM factory store in St. Catharines. Loved it. Made great money. Had a blast. Loved everybody except for the upper management. They were absolutely awful. We had a great team, but they were dead set to pit us all against each other. And we wanted to work together to make numbers. They wouldn't have it. So ended up going to work for another factory that was actually the main competitor for the first one I was at. 7 years there, worked my way up again, started at the bottom. And then we find out 2008, 14 days before Christmas, they laid us all off.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it was kind of crappy. And then I vowed I'd never go back to a factory again. Went to work at a small family-owned car dealership here in Niagara Falls, selling used cars. Did that for a while. Popped into an event. I was part of a social club. Was out, and a guy I went to high school with was like, "Hey, car business sucks, eh?" I was like, "Yeah, it's really tough right now." He's like, "Want to make some extra money?" So I got a job as a part-time security guard.
A security guard. Okay.
Yep. Working at the local convention center that just opened. I spent the first 3 months, started in November. So I spent November, December, and January directing traffic in the loading dock outside because I wasn't security licensed.
Right.
So while I got my license, it was the worst winter. That was November of 2012. So it was a horrible, horrible winter here in Niagara.
Right.
But put in my dues and spent the whole time outside. Moved inside, and then they had an opening for a floor supervisor. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll try that. So I started to get a lot of hours. So I ended up having to leave the car dealership, which was unfortunate. It was one of those things that was funny. I work in there for a while, and my mom says, "Hey, what's the owner's last name?" And I told her, and she's like, "Oh, well, was his grandma on his mom's side? Was her last name this?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, well, he's my second cousin 3 times removed or something." So welcome to Niagara, right? So
Yeah,
but yeah, so I
exactly.
ended up at the dealership or at the convention center, getting great hours, and then things slowed down. They couldn't guarantee hours because I was a permanent part-time employee.
Right.
Well, a local factory dealer owner bought out the used car dealership I had worked at, moved the owner over to this big huge like used car superstore that he was opening. They needed a lot guy. So detail cars, make sure they keep clean, organize the lot, plow the snow in the winter, clean the showroom, clean the bathroom. So I was like, I'll do that for, $17 an hour, guaranteed 45 hours a week.
Yeah, why not?
Sign me up. So I left the convention center, but I was still working weekends while they were trying to find a replacement. Went for a month at the car dealership, got a schedule from the boss at the convention center. She's like, "Oh, and by the way, they're hiring for an exhibitor services coordinator." Okay. Applied, got that full time.
Nice.
Did that for 5 years, moved into the event management role that I'm in now. So like
Nice.
it's weird. I've had tons of part-time jobs. I've never said no. A hotel in Niagara was changing over, branding. Had to get rid of all
Right.
their old furniture, bring in new furniture. Yeah, I'll go do that for a while.
Sure, why not?
Yep.
It's funny that you said you worked as a used car salesman because that is a job that I think maybe Paul would be better at than you would be.
Yeah.
Paul just seems like he's got the personality for a used car salesman. I think he'd do quite well at that.
Buy this car.
You would not say it like that.
No.
Buy this car.
No. Go ahead. Okay, Paul. Try and sell me. Try and sell me a car. Try and sell me a car right now. Try and sell me a car.
Okay. Buy this car.
See, now he's just messing around. Because usually he can come up with just some brilliant stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
He's just messing with us. That's
I think
all.
Paul's really drunk.
Could
I'm
be.
not real. I wish I was really drunk. I'm trying not to be because I know we got like an early leave in the morning to head down to wherever we're going. But you've had a lot of jobs, sir. Yes, he has.
Yeah,
Josh.
he's had a few. You reply to that, Ray, and I'm going to grab a quick beer out of the fridge.
Yeah, Josh, I've had definitely a few. There's some stuff I didn't mention in there that I've done. I'm not really proud of some of the things I've done. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, I've done a lot of stuff. It's I like trying things. I've worked landscaping. I've worked. I worked for a local tour company for many years, called Double Deck Tours. So they were all the old London style buses. They used to run up and down the Niagara Parkway. Excuse me, doing tours. Started out working for them up at the shop, just cleaning buses every night. I did that for about 4 years. I started when I was 17. When I turned 20, I got my license and started driving them. And I drove full-time for 5 or 6 years. And then every summer when I was off between college and stuff. And then, yeah, I kept my license doing that stuff for, I think I was 45 when I let my license go. So 26th anniversary at my day job for Brian. Well, congratulations, sir.
Wow.
That's
Congratulations.
impressive.
Hang on. Hang on. I gotta find it now. I know I got it here somewhere. There it is.
Why aren't these guys?
Congratulations, Brian. Congratulations for sticking with your job for an entire 26 damn years. You're getting as bad as me, for God's sake.
Wow. If you guys are curious how I got here, It was the
Hang on.
winter.
Do you want me? Do you want me to do this one, Paul? So there was a boat. Go ahead.
Oh,
It was a boat, and it was the winter of 1981. Ronald Reagan was the president. The world was in turmoil. There was a Cold War going on, and there was a need for the U.S. to compete with China with sweatshops. I was A532 on page 56 of the catalog for young children to be shipped in. 4 to 6 weeks later, on a cargo ship, I arrived, but not in America. No, in St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada. Is that like America? No. There was a lot of snow. And guess what? I did not get a green card. But there I was, sewing Nike swooshes onto shoes in Canada for a mere $1.22 an hour. It was hard labor for 22 years. 22 years I'll never get back. But I'll tell you, every stitch, every prick, and I'm not talking about the needle. I'm talking about, people like Ray.
whoa.
I persevered until I met this one person who would elevate me to a new level. That person's name, I don't remember. But nonetheless, they got me out of the sweatshop. And here I am, currently sitting in front of you, in front of a fake brick wall, drinking with people that I like to call friends. Well, clients, friends, whatever. Nonetheless,
Wow.
here I am, drinking beers and reviewing them for you. I will take the hit. I will pour anything down my throat. Oh, that sounds really weird. But nonetheless, also tied into what I used to do. I will do that for you guys. But I need to see the the thumbs up on the comments.
The likes?
Sure, is that what they're
Okay.
called?
Throw the likes up there. Hit that little thumb. What the hell? Why the hell not?
Don't ship me back to China.
But you're not Chinese.
Shut up.
Why would they ship you back to China? You're not Chinese.
Honestly, if I shaved my head, they would totally ship me back to China. I would easily be deported to China. And then I'd be working in that sweatshop down there.
Are you
What
still
sweatshop,
nursing?
Paul?
Are
Huh?
you still
No,
nursing that pumpkin beer, Shane?
No, I'm onto a homebrew. My
Oh,
homebrew. I have 2 of these left in the fridge.
you know what? I feel bad. Paul and I were supposed to review those because you dropped 2 off here, and I just
Yep.
drank them.
That's fine. I'll make more.
I kept the bottles.
I actually think
so-
I'm going to make. I think next month I'm going to maybe make a red.
Ooh,
Make a nice
I like
red
red.
ale. Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
red.
How do you do your homebrew stuff? Like, do you have a homebrew setup?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's like it's
Hot
not
on the stove.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I don't do the stove. I don't do the stove. I go outside because I have a big. My kettle is like massive. It's like a 8 or 10 gallon kettle.
Do you do it
So
on a
it's-
propane burner or?
Yeah, propane burner. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and I just do it outside.
I don't know if you ever seen our homebrew video with Richard and Ben, but they got a really good setup. It was actually really cool to go from like beginning to end to like brew a
Yeah.
beer. It was like honestly, it gave me a greater understanding of what the brewmasters do. A for wherever I drink my beer, and B for where I work. It's just neat to understand that, and it's just it's the same thing, but on a smaller scale. It's so interesting. Like the timing and everything is just insane. I thought it was impressive just to go through the whole process.
Yeah, I think
would
they're
like-
using a Bruzilla. I think.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
those
honestly,
are great. I wish I had one.
Yeah.
oh, their setup was like it was a really good setup. Like I really enjoyed it. We really need to visit them again and like honestly just say, hey, we want to brew this. Can we try doing this?
Yep.
And, I would love to do that with them. Honestly, Shane, if you want to come with us, like,
Yeah, for sure.
who was it? Like 30 gallons is their tank capacity?
Something like that. Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun too. It's like a whole day thing, and they
Yeah,
just
Richard and Ben are a riot to hang out with too. So
they're
Nice.
fun guys.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
I probably will do that, Drew. Just so you know, I probably will use those hops that you gave me because
that's cool. What kind of hops?
Cascade, I think he gave me. Was it Cascade
Nice.
or Centennial? I can't remember. Cascade.
They're both good ones.
Yeah.
Does Drew? Do you grow your own hops? Does he grow his own hops?
Yeah, he grew a couple. Well, because I started growing them a couple years ago, and then he's like, "Oh, that's a good idea," and he started growing them. So, and then I got his last batch. Anyway, guys, I will be back in 1 minute. So feel free to talk amongst yourselves. Don't say anything too bad about me. And
Okay.
I'll see you in like just a minute or so, give or take.
Okay.
Can you believe that fucker actually has us on his show?
Like
wow, is he ever a dumbass?
Honestly, like, why would you invite an Asian?
I know. Why do I hang out with an Asian?
Joke's on him. I ate his dog.
And his cat.
Hey,
stay away from his lizard.
Centennial hops, I guess is what Drew is saying.
Yep.
I don't even know, like, I don't even know how many people are out there. Like, it'd be nice, like, if you guys could just like thumbs up so I can see how many people are out there currently. It'd be super.
I think
Josh,
I think Vanessa's still with us. I think Josh is with us. I think Brian had to duck out.
I don't know if Malta Gentleman is like saying ha 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 because of the dog or ha ha ha
Brian's
because
here.
Josh makes his own beer hops. But nonetheless, okay, it was looking good.
Oh, Dave's still here. Sweet.
Okay,
are you really bored, Dave? This has got oh man, I keep thinking we're so boring.
Well, you guys are boring, but I bring a certain little levity. And while I have you guys here, Ray and I would just like to introduce our Alconauts MLM system. Now, if you sell one beer, you make a certain amount of commission, but you recruit 2 other people to sell beers, and then you get commission off of them. And those two guys, they recruit 2 people to sell beer. Oh, hey, Shane.
Hey, what's up?
Back.
Oh, Shane.
thank you.
Hey,
we were kind of hijacking your show, maybe, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, whatever. I leave it open for that, so off you go.
So getting back to the MLM, you tell 2 friends, and they 2 friends, and so on, and so on, and so on.
Hey, Paul, this could be an opportunity to talk about the Shirt of the Month Club.
Oh, yes.
Shirt of the Month Club.
So the Alconauts, what we're doing is we have a challenge for this year, which is every month we're going to design a brand new beer shirt. To start off with March, we've got a brand new like shirt. Ray's wearing it right now. Actually, he's got the single mug shirt. We also have a double mug shirt. Really easy logo. But we're going to be putting out t-shirts every single month. So if you guys check out our website, www.thealconauts.com. Feel free to take a look out there. We have articles on there. We have our reviews on there. For learn differences of different kinds of beers. We're going to have that on there. Our beer education section. If you guys want to add to it, feel free to let us know what we need to improve that. But definitely, if you want to help support the Alconauts, like I said, we're doing a shirt a month. And if you like the design, feel free to order it. You can either order it through the Alconauts, or you could order through Ticketmaster. Every time you order a Taylor Swift Eras ticket, you will get a free Alconaut shirt. You need to buy the Alconaut shirt first before you get the ticket for the Eras tour for Taylor Swift. So let's just make sure that $800 ticket is paid for via shirts, as opposed to, the destination you want to get to and the concert you want to see.
Rick tried to post a web address and it was blocked. I don't know why. That's kind of funny.
Because it's a secret porn site. TheAlconauts.com.
I'm just wondering if Shane could post it from his end because he's the owner.
Maybe.
We're learning new stuff about StreamYard to see what's going on here.
If you guys want to see beer porn on our website, we will put beer porn on our website, which I'm going to say is going to be beer on our website.
Oh, you didn't put the www though. I think that might have been what screwed it up.
That might have been. Let's find out.
Oh, that's fine. The Alconauts.com is fine too.
Well, no, I'm just wondering why it got blocked when I tried to post it. That's all.
Because
I can post it.
Ray.
Oh, okay. Because it's because
it must just be just so you can't put like porn site stuff on it.
You can't spam you.
Minor porn sites. Soft.
All right, so I'm going to go with a couple little quick things here on the comments. Dave saying, playing Call of Duty and watching you guys on my lap. Dave, no, watch out for that guy. He's coming around the corner. Oh my God, Dave. Oh, you're dead. You didn't even see him. You're dead. You're dead. I told you to watch out for that guy.
That was intense, Shane.
Sorry, I agree with that.
All right.
And I got to get to this one.
Opportunity to talk about me because I'm going to step out for 2 seconds.
Sure. Perfect. All right. Off you go, Ray. He's going to mute his mic for me. Hey, you're the best, Ray. So Josh is saying, I was laughing at your banter as soon as Shane said, are you trying to say that I'm not funny, Josh? Is that what you're saying? You're trying to say I'm not funny, and as soon as I leave, all of a sudden my channel gets funny? Is that what the hell you're saying?
That's not what he's saying. He's saying
I know that's what he's saying.
You're not funny.
I know. He's saying I'm not funny.
Yes.
Yes. That's okay. I know these guys are a little bit crazy when they get into, especially Paul. Paul's hilarious.
First off, Ray, he didn't want me to tell you guys, but Ray is he's dealing with some hair stuff. I don't know if you've noticed. He's been trying to grow hair on top, and he's been trying some different products. So if you guys
none of them are working.
Well, he thinks it is, and his wife keeps telling me it is. So if you do see him, let him know that the hair is growing in and looks great. He's really dealing with that, and he's self-conscious about it. Like, he doesn't know that his hair is not there.
Oh, he's in hair denial.
He's totally in hair denial. It's I'm pretty sure he just tapes up a little hair wig on his mirror and just walks up and just.
That's smart. Yeah, just get like a Sharpie marker, and you can just put it on the mirror, and then when you walk
and
up,
every day it's a different thing. Oh, more like a dry erase marker.
Dry erase marker. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's great. That's a great idea to help with male pattern baldness.
Yes, just draw it on the mirror and take a picture and just take it with you.
Yeah, why not?
I got the Bart Simpson going on.
Nice. Actually, he'd probably pull off the Bart Simpson pretty well.
Well, he's already pulling off the Homer, so he's fine.
Yeah, he does have the Homer going on. That's for sure. I'm gonna pop back to this for a quick second because I was thinking about this while I was away from the camera, Drew. I'm not gonna make the red out of the hops you gave me. What I'm going to do is I think I'm gonna make a smash beer, which is a single malt, single hop. So I'll do like a just 2-row malt, just 1 malt, and then just those hops that you gave me, so you can actually taste what those specific hops taste like without anything else. So maybe I'll do that instead. That might be a better idea. Then you can actually see, how well your hops actually turned out. So there's my idea for you.
Now, do you dry your hops or do you go like all in?
Well, here's the thing. I dry my hops.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
I dry mine.
I've never.
There may be 1 or 2 people out there who are new to growing hops and don't realize you're supposed to dry them.
That's what I was saying. Like, I don't understand. I've never seen anyone not have dried hops. Most hop people I see or most beer brewers I see have a dried package of something where your hops are going into your vat. But right. I'm just curious as to whether or not you can just do it just from the plant and what the effect is.
You can, but it's always better to dry them. They're gonna last a lot longer when they're dry, and you take all the water content out of them, right? And also you'll get a better, a more accurate reading on how much hops you're putting in, because if you put in wet hops and you weigh them out, and let's say you want 2 ounces or 4 ounces or whatever the hell you're using, if they're not dried, your 4 ounce of hops is probably only like 2 ounces of hops, really.
Or
'Cause
would it
you're-
be, would the potency be greater because it's fresh?
I don't think so. I think I've never used fresh hops before. I'm sure there's a method to doing it, or there must be an advantage slash disadvantage to using it. I've never used wet hops before, but I can just imagine that they're probably not. It's probably not recommended. I'm guessing. I've only been
Oh.
brewing for a couple of years, and I only do it like 3-4 times a year at most.
It's what they've
So
said
I'm
about
no
like
expert.
wild yeast, right? Like honestly, like well, a Kolsch is a wild yeast kind of beer. Like literally,
Right.
like it's bacteria at that point. It's just a weird. It's a weird way like to do a kind of beer is just to take it off of a stick or previous batches wild
Right.
yeast. But I kind of like it, to be honest with you. I just has a great taste to it. It's
Sometimes
crisp.
they can be okay. Sometimes they can be okay. Sometimes they're just a little bit too funky. A little bit too funky sometimes.
Funky like the exchanger.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that. We want the funk. Get up the.
I'm not a big fan of
It took
funk.
me forever. It took me forever to find that song because I couldn't remember who did the song. I couldn't remember who did it, and I finally found it for that video.
We got the funk. Gotta find that funk. Ooh.
It's a great song. It's an absolute great song. Yeah, sorry, I'm going to go back to this one really quick here, Drew. Maybe a friend can help me dry the hops. Here's what you need. Do you want to know how you dry hops? The easy way, the cheap
Put
way?
it on the barbecue.
No, don't put them on the barbecue. I do know some people do them in their oven at a very low temperature, but you don't want to do that. That's just going to take up too long.
Hang them upside down.
All you need is a fan, and go to like Home Depot, Rona, someplace like that, and get a replacement screen for like a storm door, and they're only like $10 or something like that, and that's all you need. That's all you need. You spread out the screen. This is exactly what I do. Mind you, I have 2 pieces of wood. I have stapled to mine just to make it easier for me. But you have the screen laid out, and then you just have the fan on it for like 2 days, and just that blowing air on it will dry them out over the course of 2 days. If you want to do it faster, you can always like set your oven as low as it can go, stick the hops in the oven, and leave the door open. Now your whole house is gonna reek of hops like for days, but you can get that done in a couple hours. But like very lowest temperature, leave the door open like halfway, and just like slowly just try to get that moisture out of them, because you want them down to about I think it's like 8% humidity is actually what you want in your hops ideally. I don't know how to measure it. I don't measure it.
Can you not use a dehydrator?
You can use a dehydrator as well if you happen to have one of those. But I'm going like the cheapest route. Like I don't want to go and pay, $150 for a dehydrator for something I'm only going to use 3 times a year. I mean, that's just me. I can't justify spending the money for that. If I was brewing every month or every 2 months, then it's like, yeah, you know what, that's not a bad investment. But like I said, I'm only brewing 3 times a year, maybe 4. So it to pay that $150 isn't worth the money for me, because I'm in no hurry. I'll sit there and dry them for 2 days, 3 days if it needs to, because you don't need to watch them. You just put the fan on and fucking off you go. Give them a turn every day. Turn them every day just to make sure that the backside gets dried out as well.
Yeah, one of the old guys I used to work for, he used to dry it just outside. He did the same thing as you, the screen during the summer, and he just put it somewhere
you could do that
it
too.
rained on. And he was never in a rush. It would take a week, but he never rushed it. And
yeah, and that's the thing. As long as you're not in a rush, and when you're brewing, you don't want to be in a rush, because when you start rushing, you make mistakes, and you may not realize it at the time, but a few weeks later, when you're cracking that first beer and like, okay, it's ready to go, and you taste it, you're like, oh shit, I messed this up because I rushed through this part. And it's kind of you can't fix it then. That's the problem. And so you have a whole batch of beer that you can't fix anymore, right? So Brian's saying baseball practice is finishing up, heading home. We'll tune back in if you were still on in 15 minutes. Yeah, we go till 10 o'clock, Brian. You know that. I shut her down right at 10. I don't know if you, Paul and Ray, you know that. Actually, Rod J was mentioning that on his live last night when I was on there. He's like, yeah. I go, Shane gets that 10 o'clock, and he just boom shuts it down because Rod doesn't always necessarily shut down at 11 like he's supposed to. Like I think we went till 10 to 12 last night. But yeah, I'm very strict on the 3 hours.
Yeah, I had to jump out on Rod J's last night. I was like, if I open another beer, I'll be here till way too late.
Right. So Drew saying, so not freezing them and giving them to a friend. Do this won't work. Oh, and I have a $200 dehydrator here. Yeah, if you got a dehydrator, Drew, yeah, you can definitely use that for the hops next year.
Honestly, I read that
I'll try and.
I read that as he has a $200 day trader here. That works. Yeah, if you have a day trader who's going to take $200 and like make you like $1,000 or $1,500 in one day,
that's Drew's new venture. Drew's getting into day trading now.
Day trading.
He's going to start with $200 and see if he can make $1 million from $200.
I may know an Asian that can help with day trading.
Let me tell you about the Alconauts day trading MLM.
That guy.
You tell a friend, and they tell two friends, and so on, and so on, and so on.
Yeah. And yeah, Ray saying dehydrator definitely works. Yeah, I'll try and keep that in mind in the fall, Drew. Maybe I'll try and pop up about harvest time, and we'll sit and we'll because I've never used a dehydrator myself, so I don't know how fast or how slow it is. Well, obviously I'll have to research that online for you. But yeah, we'll come and do that. Whatever.
I'll come too. We'll drink beer.
Yeah. We can drink some. We can sit around all night. Wait, we'll sit around and watch the dehydrator drinking Laker Ice or something. I don't know.
Or Laker Red. Laker Red. That's actually good
Laker
beer.
Red. Okay, Laker Red's not bad for a 235 beer. It's
absolutely.
Laker Ice isn't that bad either. Don't get me wrong. I just like to bust Drew's balls about it all the time.
I bought some a couple of weeks ago, and I took pictures of me drinking and sent it to Drew just to. We got to include all our friends.
Like I said, it's not bad. Like a couple of years ago, I don't know if you guys remember, I did the $2 beer challenge. So I took 8 beers that were worth. I mean, at the time, they're more expensive now. At the time, I think the most expensive beer it had to be $2.25 or less per can.
Right.
And I grabbed 8 beers, and one of them was Laker Ice, and Laker Ice actually made it pretty far through the challenge. So that was pretty fun.
Yep.
Well, the No Name brand beer, I actually enjoyed it. It was
the No Name, like the President's Choice, whatever, the yellow.
No Frills, yeah.
Or No Frills, yes. Sorry, that's what I'm thinking of.
No Frills, No Name brand, the yellow box. I thought it was actually pretty good, and I'm pretty sure it's made by Molson.
Yeah, I think Drew and I tried that on our drunk weekend, which was 2 years ago. Hey, remember that, Drew? Because I know you posted something about that today. 2 years ago this weekend, Drew and I got together for a bunch of videos when we were doing our dynamic duo over COVID. And I think that was one of the beers that was the one we did. You remember, Drew? We did that was supposed to be the behind the scenes where I actually had the camera behind us, but the sound quality was so crap because it was behind us. So it was basically us doing a beer review, except for the camera was behind us. It was a behind the scenes. it was kind of weird, but the audio was terrible because we're facing away from the camera.
You're saying damn straight.
So we never did that. Yeah. Oh God, we drank so much that weekend. I don't think I've been that drunk in 20 years. Because Drew's like he's like the beer pusher. You know, he's like a drug pusher, except for he's like beer pusher. Like, hey, try this, man, try this. No, and the first one's free. Here you go. No, try this. And the next thing you know, you've tried 20 beers, and I can't stand up straight. And
was that the same weekend as the review in the tent that you couldn't?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. That whole week, like we did the one night. I think it was the Friday night, Thursday, or let's say it's Friday. I can't remember what night it was. Friday night, I went to Drew's because I've always wanted to sleep in a hot tent in the winter. Because I've always been interested in getting one. So I said to Drew, I'm like, hey, can I come and stay there for the night? And we'll, have some beers. So we had a bunch of beers, like a bunch. And as you can see, you remember the video that you saw there a couple weeks ago. I'm destroyed. I can't talk. And Drew's just like, hey guys, yeah, here we are. We're just having a couple of beers. And I'm like, what's the name of this beer? I'm done. And Drew, it's like he just freaking woke up out of bed and he's ready to go for the day. So we did like I said, we did the one night at Drew's. We drank all night, and then the next morning we had breakfast, and then I drove them here, him and Amber, and they stayed here, and we drank again the next day and the next day, and just I was like, I needed a break for like 2 weeks after that. I'm like, I didn't even want to look at beer anymore because I had so much. But you know what? We had a good time. Like Drew's a blast to hang out with. He's so much fun, and just yeah, like I said, we got a lot of videos done. We did some silly shit. Just had a good time, just hanging out. It was good. Then he's saying, yeah, there you go. That's right. He knows how I was done. I was done. I almost killed myself in the hot tent. That was kind of fun. It wasn't fun, but you know, I didn't die, so it was okay. It was
There you go.
How do you measure your success on your weekend? I didn't die.
I didn't die.
I almost did. Not only did I almost die, I almost destroyed the hot tent and probably almost gave myself some really severe 3rd-degree burns at the same time. But yeah,
Nice. I mean, best advice for your kids when they go out for the weekend is don't add to the population, don't subtract to the population, don't make the newspaper, and if you get arrested and you end up in jail, assert dominance immediately.
right. And see, Drew brings up a good point here. He left me alone. So what he's saying there is, the first night when we were in the hot tent, I mean, we were up, like I said, we were up pretty late drinking, and you know, we got the fire going in the stove there.
Beer box.
Yeah, little beer box stove, right? And I said, we should really set I had at least had presence of mind to say, hey, we should set our alarm so we can, you know, put some wood in there in about 2 hours just to, you know, keep it warm in here because we're outside and it was freezing. And he's like, oh yeah, good idea. And of course, neither one of us did. So come, I don't know, 6 o'clock in the morning or something like that, I woke up and I'm freezing because the fire's been out for a while. And I'm like, holy fuck, we forgot to set the alarm. And I'm like, you know, hung over and I'm trying to get to the thing. And I'm like, hey, Drew, where's the lighter? And Drew's not in the hot tent anymore. And I'm like, where the hell's Drew? I'm like, I hope he's just went out to have a piss. So I went outside, got my coat on and stuff, went outside. He's not there. No, this fucker went back inside the house and went into his nice warm bed and left me out to freeze to death all by myself in the tent.
Is that where you got the idea for the videos? He left you all by yourself?
No, but I could maybe do something like that for next year. Yeah, so I'm like, I went up to the he's got a sliding glass door like on his deck, and I'm like looking in, and I'm like kind of like, oh, I don't see anybody moving. I don't really want to go in the house. I didn't know if it was. I was pretty sure it was unlocked, like the sliding glass door, but I'm like, I don't want to go in case Amber's sleeping and make noise. So I'm like, you know what? I went back in the tent and started the freaking fire back up, and I just stayed out there for another hour and a half or so until Drew finally showed up. Hey, look, hey, here I am. You know, hey, great, thanks for leaving me alone, you fucker. And I'm just gonna freeze to death out here. You guys know how much I love the cold, right?
About as much as Brian does.
Yeah. Me and Brian are pretty on the same page. Mind you, he doesn't have to deal with the cold as much as I do, so I may be a little bit more used to it than he is. That's for sure.
All right, gentlemen, I need to head out. I've got a wife that's yammering that I don't spend enough time with her, only because I didn't realize it was Valentine's Day this past week. So I need to spend.
You forgot Valentine's Day?
No, he didn't.
I did not forget. You know, where I come from, there's no such thing as Valentine's Day.
So in retrospect, there's no Valentine's Day where she's from either.
Yes,
exactly.
But
so why are you celebrating Valentine's Day then? You keep it. Here it comes.
Put it in our brain that this is a thing. That's all you say. The capitalist world has like brainwashed my wife.
Valentine's Day is the shittiest made-up holiday that there ever was.
What a lame excuse to sell cards and candy.
Yeah,
and flowers.
Don't forget flowers. Don't forget the flowers.
Oh,
got to get the flowers.
Yeah, flowers.
All right, you better get to bed, sir. You're getting old, and I'm going to pick you up early tomorrow to go to that brewery up in St. Mary's.
Yeah. Courtesy call before you come. It'd be nice.
No, I'm knocking on the door.
Oh.
You be ready.
Well, the courtesy call. The courtesy call is just to make sure that he's awake.
Yeah, it'd be
that's
nice,
all.
But hey, but it's okay.
I'll call you
thanks for having me. Yep. Thank you for
Oh,
having
hey,
us on, Jen.
before you go really quickly, Paul,
Yeah.
can you message me on Instagram or Facebook or something, because I left my shirts at your house.
Yes. They're currently behind me.
Two
Behind this
shirts
brick
and
wall.
two shirts and one sweater.
And one sweater. Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so get a hold of me and we'll hook up for some beers sometime this week or something.
Yes, we'll figure that out, and honestly, we'll get that sorted out. But Ray, I'll see you tomorrow. Everybody else out there, great to talk to you via texting the thingies, and honestly, Drew, just keep on going, even if you have to, leave Shane behind. So, okay, guys, you guys take care. Thank you very much.
See you, buddy.
All right, take care. Thanks for stopping by, Paul.
See ya.
All right, cheers. Well, it was nice to grab Paul to stop by for a little while. That was cool.
Yeah, I
We were,
figured he would.
Yeah, well, we were kind of unsure if he was going to stop by or not. It was great that he did, because he is half of the Alconauts. So, it's always good to have him around, and he's funny. He's funny and crazy all at the same
Paul's a
time.
freaking riot. I've known him
Yeah.
for we're 50 now, so it's 31 years.
Oh wow, that long, eh? Wow, I didn't
Yeah.
realize you guys know each other quite that long.
Yeah, it's so funny actually. Met my wife. She was in a play at a theater that I was working at here in Niagara.
Okay.
We started hanging out. She invited me as a friend to her proms, formal something at the high school way back when we were really young, and ended up going with her best friend and her best friend's boyfriend. Turned out it was Paul. So my wife
well, there
doesn't
you go.
see her best friend from high school anymore, and we still hang out with Paul.
Nice.
So
Nice. That's pretty awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, well, speaking of like old stuff, I was just thinking, I don't know why that reminded me of it. Did you see that old picture that TK posted the other day of him and Anderson from like, it was like 2006 or
Was
something
that the
like
beer
that?
pong tournament?
Yeah. Did you see that picture?
That was wicked.
I thought it was great. I'm like, holy crap! Look at these two guys. You
Yep.
know, and again, it's one of those things you don't realize how long these guys have been friends until you
Yep.
see old pictures of them playing beer pong and stuff like that. Yeah, really cool.
Yeah, that was wicked. That was so cool.
Yeah, and I love old stuff like that. Like I was saying this on, I think, my last live. Like anytime I go on on Facebook, you go on like your memories, what happened like years ago on this day. Like today it was my weekend with Drew, but he had already posted up a bunch of stuff, so I didn't repost it because it seemed kind of redundant to do that.
Yep.
But yeah, I just love seeing like old stuff, especially of my kids when they were little, or just things that I'd done that I forgot about. Like, oh hey, I was at I think a couple of days ago there was a post where I was at Medieval Times in Toronto, and I used to go there.
Right.
We used to go there all the time because I love Medieval Times. What a great place! And we haven't been in several years now. I'm like, oh man, I said we got to go back there because I love. If anybody's never been to Medieval Times, go to Medieval Times and take me with you. I'll pay my own way. I will pay my own way, but take me with you because it's such a blast. It's so much fun there.
Yeah, I've been twice. It's an absolute riot.
I've been, I want to say 6 times.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I love it. It's so much fun. Just I especially love the jousting part. The jousting is just, I get so giddy when they start jousting. I'm like, that is awesome. And the wood splits into splinters and goes flying and stuff like that.
I want to try that.
It's probably a lot harder than, well, I mean, like anything, it's a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Like curling, it's a lot harder than it looks.
Oh, best sport ever. Love it.
It is. It's a great sport, and I got to get back in. I didn't get back into it this year. I think next season though, I'm gonna have to get into it because I mean, I got my shoes and my broom that are just freaking collecting dust upstairs in my closet that I haven't used for 2 years.
Yep.
So I got to get back into that. Curling's a great sport, and I know all my American friends that are watching right now are going, "What are you talking about? Curling is such a stupid sport." It is not. Try playing it. It is freaking hard, and once you start to get kind of good at it, it's like it gets harder.
Yeah.
Once you get better, it gets harder. If that makes any sense at all.
Yeah, it's an absolute blast. It's so much fun. It's our curling club here in Niagara Falls is growing immensely.
Yeah, like I think we need another curling club, like between like Niagara Falls and St. Catharines. I mean, they're always like fully booked all the time. Excuse me. Yeah,
Yeah, there's room to grow at all of them. St.
Yeah.
Catharines has 2 clubs.
Yeah.
Welland's got one. We've got one in Niagara Falls. A lot of people don't even know where the club is in Niagara Falls. So, because
Yeah.
it's kind of hidden, but
Right.
yeah, we're really busy. There's leagues running 7 days a week.
Yep.
All different hours of the week.
Yep. Like I said, I used to play in 3 or 4 leagues when I played a couple years ago.
Yep.
It was insane. I couldn't stop playing because one, it's a great game. It's a lot of fun and it's hard. And anybody who knows me, if I try and do something, I try and do it well.
Yep.
And I started joining, like when I started up with just the casual league, like the mixed league on Friday nights, started doing that. And then I started to get a little bit better. Well, now I'm like, okay, no, maybe I want to go play with the old guys on Wednesday mornings, which if you're not an awesome curler, don't play with the old guys because
Nope.
they will kick your ass and just throw you to the curb and go, they won't say you suck, but they are freaking good. These guys are 70, 80 years old.
Suck. They will 100% say you suck, especially if you don't follow the rules to the T.
Right. My skip was very good, and he was 70. I think he was 78. My skip, and I have never seen somebody throw a rock more accurately than with a stick. He was a stick curler.
Right.
And I'm like, how does he do that? And I was saying to the one guy, I'm like, how does he do that? Like, I don't. He's like, well, the guy's been curling since he was 13 years old. You know, he's been curling for 60 years. You know, he's an expert at curling, basically, right? But yeah, what a great game! It's so much fun. It's very social game. If you like social kind of things, you know, it's a social. Hey, have a beer while you're playing.
No beers on the ice. No
No,
beers
not
on the
ice. Not on the ice. But I'm just saying, like, you know, over.
Yeah, no beers in the ice house at our club.
Oh, really? So we could have beers.
Yeah.
In St. Catharines, you could have them there, but it's only on like the carpeted area behind like the hacks and stuff like that.
Yeah, we don't allow that in Niagara.
They shouldn't really because accidents happen, right?
There's a reason we don't allow it any longer. So
I'm sure it is. I'm sure there is.
But no, we've got a dozen or so curlers, men and women at our club that are in their 80s that are still sliding out to deliver the rock.
Yep. Wow.
Yep.
Now, I personally didn't have a problem with sliding out. Maybe I'm just a little bit more flexible than my wife is. And then she realized that, oh, geez, I'm not as flexible as I used to be because she played for one season with me, just on one team. She wasn't crazy like I was. And I got to play on 4 different teams. You know, I got to play Friday nights, the mixed. I got to play Wednesdays with the old guys. I got to play the mixed doubles on Saturdays and maybe do the drop in on Monday. Like I was insane. I was out of control. Like just really bad, but I loved it. It was so much fun.
I was playing Tuesday nights and Wednesday nights last year. And I found playing 2 nights a week, man, did you ever improve quickly.
Sure. And that's why I played so much.
The ice, you get it's incredible. But yeah, just because of social commitments and stuff, I'm back to 1 night this year.
Right.
And it's good. And it's funny because our Tuesdays is our mixed rec league.
Right.
And then Wednesdays was what they call Brody League, which was primarily a men's league, but there were some women that were playing in the league. And very competitive.
Right.
Much less fun.
Yeah. Once you get into that competitive aspect, it does kind of lose the fun. But it's really about what you, as an athlete, want to do. Do you want that competition, or do you just want to, casual, have a good time? But if you want to improve, you need to go to a competitive league.
Well, what's funny? One of our guys just commented on Tuesday night that the Thursday night league, which is the Learn to Curl League, is now basically what our Tuesday night used to be, because the level of curling in our Tuesday night rec league has elevated so dramatically that our Tuesday night teams can absolutely compete with the Wednesday night competitive teams.
Wow, that's cool.
So, yeah, it's there is some absolutely impressive curling that happens, especially when you're looking at A and B division teams. It's like, wow, these guys are good.
Right.
And we've got 4 divisions on Tuesday, so we run 6 sheets, 2 draws every Tuesday night. So,
right, cool.
Yeah,
Like I said,
so
that's
that's
I just
2014.
miss it. I want to play.
Yeah, it's great.
I just want to go play. Oh, you know what we should do? Ah, that just got me another good idea. I got to write this down. I'll tell you about it later.
Okay.
I
You
don't
know,
want
it's
to ruin
funny.
this.
Every time I get on a live with anybody, I get
Yep.
the little circly thing with the yellow dot down in the message bar in my computer. You know those two little arrows in the circle with the little yellow dot that says you need to restart now to update.
Oh, to update your Windows or whatever.
Every time I get on a live.
That's pretty funny, actually.
Yep.
I never have that problem, but of course I'm using my phone right now too. That's what I use as
Right.
my main camera. So, oh, yes, sir. You know what? For an old homebrew, this is old. I mean, I brewed this back in August, I think.
It looks nice.
It's you know what? It's a great beer. Like I said, anybody who's had it will attest to it. It's not the best beer I've made, but it's pretty good. The
Yeah,
best
I
one I
enjoyed
made
it.
was the last batch. Not this batch, the batch before was
Yep.
spectacular. But I tried to change it like I always do. I tried to change it just a little bit, and I kind of went the wrong way on it. So
You gotta
I'm
learn,
gonna go back.
man. Gotta learn.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to just I changed small things every time just to
Right.
try and get like this. Hey, this is really good, but can I make this better? And for the first couple times you do the same recipe over and over again, you can improve it.
Uh-huh.
But I think the last time I did it, like not this batch, but the last time before that, I think that was the perfect part of it. And then I tried to change it just ever so slightly, and it's like, no, that's wrong. That's too much. So I gotta go back to the old recipe and back it off a little bit because the last one was great. Like Drew will attest to it. That last one I made was fantastic. Like he even said that was the best one that I've made.
Yeah, I mean this one was good because I drank both bottles and it didn't make it to review. So
There you go. That's got to say something about my brewing prowess a little bit, I guess, right?
yeah, I didn't. I did a bucket brew here, just in the dining room in a plastic bucket. It turned out okay. It was not bad. It was just from a concentrate, like one of the
The extract.
concentrate extract brews. Yeah,
Yeah.
It actually turned out quite good. I did 40. I got 40 bottles out of it.
It's all right. Yeah.
And I don't think I reviewed it. I think, maybe Paul and I did have it on an episode. Maybe I think we did, but I gave it to Ben and Richard, who are avid brewers, and they were quite impressed for a first try that it came out as well as it did.
Yep.
I don't think the ABV ended up anywhere close to where it should have been.
Right.
I was shooting for about a 4.6 to 4.8. I bet you it fell in around a 3.5.
Oh,
And I'm not sure what I did wrong there, but
right.
But it great flavor, great. Like it was fine. Carbonation was good.
Right. And and that's the thing. Like when I first started homebrewing, that's what I did too. I did like the extract kits and stuff like that. But the one thing I noticed about the extract is they all seem to have that kind of like that we were talking about yesterday at Exchange. There's that little signature, the extract flavor,
right?
That comes through no matter what the style is. I've tried, I tried like an IPA. I tried a pumpkin porter. I tried a raspberry thing. I tried a Mexican lager, and they all just seem to have just that one little familiar taste that was consistent through all of them. And then when I switched over to the all grain, that taste is gone because now I have more control over exactly what I'm doing as opposed to having to rely on the extract, which is extract is messy because it's just thick and syrupy and so sticky. But I mean, it's not, if you're just starting out, it's not a bad way to start learning how to brew. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, I'd love to. I got to get my garage sorted out because I'd really like to do a proper all grain brew.
Yeah, like I said, if you ever want to do the all grain brew, like you can even still do like the bucket thing, right? Because I mean, I still ferment in buckets, but I use a liner in my buckets.
Okay.
Because I still clean my buckets every time, but the liner, I just find it just make cleanup at the end of the day easier.
Yep.
Because it's a food grade liner that you put in your bucket, and it fits perfectly in your bucket.
Right.
And you can just pull it out and you're done.
Love it.
Then you don't have to worry about doing that. So Brian's back in the house. Also, we got Sam from Short and Stout Beer Reviews all the way in Australia once again. What's going on, Sam? Good to see you, my brother. Nice to see you. Oh, and then now Brian's just showing off now. Cracking a youngling.
Young is my
Yes,
favorite.
I know it's Yingling. If anybody's watched my show over the past couple of weeks,
So,
I know it's Yingling. I pronounce it Youngling.
It's too bad Sam didn't jump on earlier because Paul and I actually had the other night a sparkling Australian ale, I think it was. And we
Oh, really?
reviewed it. Yeah, and we were hoping to quote Sam, but I could not remember the name of his show. Like I wanted to point people to
Short
his
and
YouTube
Stout.
channel, but I couldn't remember what it was. And some guy named Shane didn't get back to me fast enough because he was at work. Duh. But
I was at work. No, you're check this out. He's doing a live right now and visiting my live. You're a freaking champion there, Sam. Holy shit. Kudos to you. Okay, give me 1 second here, Ray. If I lose my camera, I will be right back. So just hang
Yeah,
on
all
one second. I want to try something here. What the hell am I doing here? No, that's the wrong letter.
So while you try that, should I go and get a beer?
No, stay there.
Okay.
Because I might not write out completely. Just for a second till I can figure this out here.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
I'm trying to do something that I don't even know if I can do while I'm doing a live. Yes, I can. Okay, now go back to it. Did I cut out at all? Did I cut out?
You were frozen.
Oh, okay. I didn't know because I was trying something. I was trying something kind of neat and interesting. Hey Brian, if you're still watching, check your WhatsApp. So Sam's saying, "Cheers to you." I can't believe he's do. How do you do a live and then go on somebody else's live at the same time? What the hell? But hey, kudos to you, buddy. Like I said, I could not. Ray's saying, dude. Here, what questions do you have, Ray?
Yeah, like I was just wondering what an Australian sparkling ale is. I'd never heard of that. I'm pretty sure that's what the beer was.
Oh yes, the Australians. Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Australian sparkling ale. Is it? I'm assuming it's just. I can't remember.
And who made it?
I do remember the Australian sparkling ale, though. We were talking about that the other day.
It was called Budgie Smuggler from
Budgie Smuggler. Yes.
Yeah, that was from Beaches Brewing.
Yes. Because I'd never heard of that style either. I'm just going to assume it's just a maybe more carbonated ale. Because why else would you call it sparkling? Because I don't know. Do they have non-carbonated beers in Australia, Sam?
Yeah,
I know. I don't even know. I don't even know if he's watching. He's doing a live right now himself. So
this one they tout it as a multi-bready, wonderfully crushable Australian style sparkling ale. It's Australia's answer to the lager. There's a little more hop and malt character, but not quite as much pale ale. So
what does that mean?
I don't know.
That's interesting. I wonder if that's actual style down there. And like I said, he's probably back over to his live right now.
Of course.
So,
of course. But I mean, I could not resist buying a beer called Budgie Smuggler.
No, how can you resist that?
And the funniest part was the lady, I was laughing about it, and the lady at the register is like, yeah, that's interesting. I wonder what they do with those poor birds. And I was like, so you have no idea that Budgie Smuggler is a slang term for a man's Speedo? And she went,
yeah, right?
Oh, dear God. And I could see her processing it, and she started laughing, and she turned bright red.
All right, so I don't normally do this, Ray, but I figured this might be fun to do one time.
Is that,
or maybe not?
Maybe
it's not fun to do. That didn't work.
That's supposed to be Mr. Brian, the beer snob.
It's supposed to be. He's not here.
Well, while that's connecting, maybe I'll run and grab a refill.
Yeah, sure. You go right ahead. That's fine.
Yeah, I'll do that real quick. While
right,
you get that sorted out, and I'll be right back.
Super. and I will just sit here and hey, there's Brian. Oh
That's
no,
in the
he was
dark,
there.
and then
Now
when
he's
I
gone.
turn him towards the light, his eyes get slimmer.
He was getting what? He was getting slimmer. What? What did we just say?
And then when I turn him towards the light, his eyes get.
I heard something about getting
Oh,
turned
my son
towards
was
the light.
talking to me.
That's all good. What's going on, Brian? How are you?
His eyes get.
I'm on my phone and my computer here, and it's.
That's all good. What's going on, Brian? How are you?
I'm trying to mute here. Hold on.
Yeah,
There we
mute
go.
that because it's yeah,
How's
because it's
that?
echoing.
Can you hear me
through.
now?
There we go. Now we're good. What's going on, buddy? How are you? And now he's gone. What the hell are you doing, Brian? What are you doing? He's gone again. He is gone again. He'll be back. He'll be back. All right. So, seeing as I'm sitting here by myself with not much to do, this is the time in the show where I really annoy the frick out of everybody. Usually, I do this at about 8 o'clock. It's now 9:36. I did not practice a song for today, so I don't know what I'm going to do. Geez, I wish Chris from Off the 10th was here. We could do a duet because Chris actually is a pretty damn good singer. If you are not subscribed to Off the 10th, go check him out. He's done some he does some beer reviews. He's slowed down quite a bit over the past little while, but he's still starting to put them out. And great singer, good guitar player, really good. And hey, Ray's back. That's great. So I don't have to play guitar anymore. That's awesome. I don't know what happened to Brian. Brian popped in for a minute and then took off again. I was thinking I was going to have to do a musical interlude while you were gone, but I didn't have anything set up for today. So
yeah, I jumped out, and my youngest daughter, she's like, "So, are you done your live?" I was like, "Almost." Like, wow, that's a long one. I was like, "Yeah, Shane's are short compared to everybody else in the industry here." So,
yeah, because I do 3 hours. Like I said, once we get to 5 to 10, I'm going to say, "Hey, Ray, we got 5 minutes," and then we're out.
Yep. And it's funny. She goes, you know, I'm on Discord live right now with a bunch of people. I was like, "Oh, what are you doing?" She's like, "Oh, it's a sewing group." She's like, "We're not disturbing you, am I?" And I was like, "Well, no, the internet in our house is great, so that shouldn't be an issue." She's like, "Oh, I was just concerned about the noise from my sewing machine."
I can't hear it.
No, me neither.
No, like if it's in the background, I cannot hear it in the background.
Oh, Brian came to Canada. He's got his parka on.
It was so cold at baseball. It was 58 degrees.
You realize it was 54 here, like, well, you'll see the video coming out. It was 54 here, like, a few days ago, and I was wearing shorts outside.
I was wearing this.
You guys aren't right.
So you got to remember, we're used to, like, 28, 30, so 54 is friggin' like goddamn summer to us.
It's tropical.
It's almost tropical. Hey, Wolfie. Hi, Wolfie. Who's a good boy? There he is.
He boxes me. Dancing is his thing. He immediately sees me as a jump up, but he puts his big clumsy feet. He can't hit my shoulders, so he pops me in the face a few dozen times before he.
Nice.
Oh.
What's the matter, Dave? Dave's saying, "What the hell? What's up, Dave?"
Is Wolfie a standard bred poodle?
He's a Bernedoodle.
Bernedoodle. Okay. Yeah, Bernese are big.
Yeah, he's a big dog.
Yeah,
He is. He's a good size, that's for sure. Great dog, though. Freaking great dog. I don't know, Dave. I don't know what Dave's talking about here with the what the. Is that because Brian's all dressed up for winter? He was outside at the boys' baseball practice. God.
Well, now I'm holding this ice cold youngling, and I don't have a.
Hey, you said it right. There you go. You said it the Canadian way. There you go.
I don't have a mitten on, so my hand is a little cold. That's why I got the jacket on, so I can stick my hands in the pockets.
So
there you go.
He pronounced it the Shane Ian way.
Yes.
Not the Canadian way.
Okay.
Most of us know, but Youngling's freaking hilarious. I love it.
Yeah, so Dave's doing the what the hell to the jack. He was at the baseball practice. It was cold.
So
it was cold.
Have you got no heat in your house? Like, is it unseasonably cold there, and you live in a place where you don't need furnaces and stuff?
Oh no, I got the heat set to 76, but I just got in and I'm still thawing out a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, 76. That must be chilly too. So, but that's your sleeping temperature, right? You pop her up to 88 when you're up during the day, or?
Well, I'm usually not here during the day, so I just leave it at 76 all the time.
Okay.
Now, of course, in the summertime when it gets hot outside, I cool it down to 81.
Oh, okay. Nice.
81.
Yeah, that's
What
what the
happened to
AC
Shane? Why
set
is
on
he-
in my house.
Why is Shane sideways?
Because I'm messing around with some stuff again.
Yeah, I
Just,
think. What do I keep mine set at in the summer here? I think I keep it around 74, 75 in the summer in my house.
Oh, you can see your breath in that stuff.
No.
All right, there we go. I'm back now. Right.
No.
Hey, Dave, check your Instagram.
Dave.
I've only got 20 minutes left, but check your Instagram.
Oh, are we going 4 wide?
Yeah, we're gonna go 4 wide.
That's what they call it on breakfast television when they get everybody up on the screens when they were doing their whole COVID thing. We're going 4 wide.
What
Go
is
for
breakfast
wide.
television?
Breakfast television is one of our local news reporting morning talk show things.
I thought that was something along the lines of like SCTV. That's a Canadian thing, right?
It
SCTV,
is.
that comedy.
Yep.
Yep. Well, breakfast television is kind of comedy. They've got great hosts.
Yeah,
Well-
they're pretty good.
I don't know. It must be something about spending 10 months in sub-zero temperatures that makes a lot of Canadians funny, because the best comedians are all Canadian. It's
True.
That's true. That is true. We got
True
some good
that.
ones up here. I mean, you got the John Candy. You got Alan from One Flight Down. He's hilarious.
yeah.
Yep.
He is
Paul from the
hilarious.
There's
Alconauts.
something about
Paul
Alan,
from the
though,
Alconauts.
and
There you
I don't know if you guys know this about Alan, but I'll tell you what, that guy, he don't like it when it's too hot. He don't like it when it's too cold.
He doesn't like it when it's too wet. He doesn't like it when it's too dry.
He
He's
lives
that
in the
kinda
wrong
guy.
province.
I know,
Dear
right?
Lord.
How do you
Oh.
guys say where he lives? Is it Winnipeg? Winnipeg?
Yeah, Winnipeg.
What is
Winnipeg.
it?
Yeah, Winnipeg.
Winnipeg.
Winnipeg. Yeah, because I
Winnipeg.
used to watch Canadian football because the season was a little bit different than United States football, and I remember the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Yep.
The
Yeah, we also call it
Toronto Argonauts.
Yep.
I think.
Toronto Argonauts, Hamilton Tiger Cats, Ottawa.
Red Blacks.
Yes.
The Red because Ottawa
And
also used to be the
Montreal.
Rough Riders.
Montreal.
Yeah,
Alouettes?
Montreal Alouettes.
What is an
BC
Alouette?
Lions. Rain, I think, or water.
Eh?
Isn't it? Isn't Alouette? It has something to do with water.
I just remember the little French song goes Alouette, man, Alouette.
Yeah, and that's why I
what-
think it's something to do with water. Let's look it up. Let's see what it is.
My wife is sleeping right. Ask her because she is French.
Alouette. Yeah, I want to know what it means in English.
Hold on a second here. Stand by.
I know I'm looking too.
Stand by.
Yeah,
Because
it's no joke. Dave,
Alou-
you have to wear
Alou-
a coat in his house. He keeps it so cold.
It's something about raining down on you. My French isn't the best.
The Alouettes are the Larks.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes.
Is Alouette for Alouette?
Alouette is a lark. Alouette, gentil Alouette, nice. Lark, lark.
So mine says Alouette is a popular Quebecois children's song, commonly thought to be about plucking the feathers from a lark.
Yep.
Oh, is that
Okay.
is that a thing up there? People pluck feathers from larks?
Not that I was aware of. Maybe in Quebec.
The fuck is a lark?
Maybe in Quebec. What's a lark? It's
Apparently,
a bird.
it's a bird.
What else we got? Yeah, that's kind of similar to Frere Jacques. Dormez-vous. Gentil Alouette. Yeah, that's right.
What is a
Yeah, there we
lark?
go.
Oh,
The bird.
larks are passerine birds of the family Alaudidae. Larks have a cosmopolitan distribution with the largest number of species occurring in Africa. Only a single species, the horned lark, occurs in North America, and only Horsfield's bush larks occur in Australia.
There you go. Did your
You-
education for today, boys and girls?
Does Sam have bush larks?
I would assume so. Like I said, he's probably back on his live again.
A
What
small
part of
brown
Australia
bellied
is he
songbird.
from?
He is from, I think he's from around Melbourne, or not. I mean, I think he's within a couple hours of Melbourne, so like maybe 2 hours or less.
Yeah, and
I
I
think
think
he's so south central.
when I was in Sydney, you know, I tried to hook up with I wanted a beer reviewer from. I figured there had to be one in Sydney, but the only guy that I found that was in Sydney was actually going on what they say holiday the day after I arrived there, and he wasn't sure if he'd be able to meet up, and he wasn't. So the other guys like what's the guy with the little shed out there that Chunder.
Mad Dan from the
Yeah,
Anglers
Mad
Bar.
Dan.
yeah.
He was like 9 hours away from where I was, so that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, he's closer to Melbourne. I think he's
Yeah,
about
that's
an
like
hour.
that's a 4 hour plane ride from what I was told.
Yeah, it's far. Like I think he's like an hour and a half from Melbourne.
Yeah.
But he's also like 12-hour drive or 10-hour drive from Sydney.
Yeah, it's a big country.
Because Sydney's it's huge. It's a huge
It's
island.
huge, yeah.
It's an island, but it's a big freaking island. That's for sure.
But
Apparently,
the
Dave's
amazing
heading out.
thing was, you know, Sydney it's a big city, but you know we stayed right downtown. They call it the CBD, the Central Business District, is where our hotel was, and we walked everywhere. It was clean. The people were nice. No pollution. I mean, to find a car that honestly seemed like it was older than 5 years old was like very rare. I mean,
Oh wow.
and everybody's in shape. Everybody's waking up in the morning, they're jogging, and for their lunch break, they're jogging, and when they get off work, they're jogging. And I'm like, I was getting exhausted looking at all these people running around all over the place.
Well, and the thing with the cars down there, I mean, they get all the stuff that GM should have made for North America, and it's dry down there, so everything stays mint.
Right.
So like they've got all those El Camino things that we should have had in Canada, and I can't remember what they call them. There's a class of vehicle they call. They're like trucks.
Yeah,
it's an El Camino or
the car trucks.
What's the Ford? What was the Ford version? The
I'm trying to think of what it was. There's the El Camino, and then there was the other one, and it was I don't know. Hang on.
It was a car with like the mullet car.
Yeah.
Why can't I think what it was called?
The Ranchero?
The Ranchero.
I think it was the El Camino and the Ranchero, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't remember what it was called either. The Ranchero. But yeah. You very rarely see any of those up here anymore, unless it's like at a car show or something like that. You're like, oh yeah, I forgot about those.
They call them Utes in Australia.
They call them Utes.
Utes, yeah.
But they got some weird names. Well, I shouldn't say weird names, but they got some different names for stuff. Like a boot is a trunk, right? Oh, go stick that in the boot.
A boot is a vessel that you go on the water.
Unless you're in Australia, then it's the trunk of your car. Then it's the trunk of your car.
Oh, Wolfie.
All right, what do we got? We got about 10 minutes left here, boys, just so you know. Hey, quick shout out to anybody who's still watching. I highly recommend you check out my episode tomorrow that comes out tomorrow night, episode 601. So you get the very first chance to look at the 2024 winning Chuggy Award for Best Intro, because I have a freaking killer intro that I'm introducing tomorrow. It is awesome. I want to take Alan's title away from him.
Blah blah blah.
Well, I got to tell you, Shane, I did enjoy your Korean beer, and it was top notch that you got a couple of Korean people to do your intro into the channel for the Korean beers. That was pretty awesome.
Actually, it's funny. Only one of them was Korean. The girl is Korean. The guy is actually Chinese. But I mean, I know I sometimes can't tell the difference either. But and I specifically wanted her to do the intro in Korean. I'm like, can you do this in Korean? And then I said, I'll just subtitle underneath. And she's like, yeah, okay, no problem. And then the little after video I had there where he's talking, oh, sitting on the park bench, I froze my ass off.
That was awesome.
Like, that was great.
I think I know Sonny.
Yeah, you were saying that too. Yeah,
I think I know Sunny.
she's awesome. They're both
She looks
super
really,
nice people.
really familiar.
Is that just because she's a pretty Asian girl? Is that...
No.
Oh, okay.
I 100% think I know Sunny from Niagara.
You might.
Yeah, I can't
yeah,
pinpoint where, but
Yeah, I was really shocked when they come back from Korea and had those 2 beers for me. They're like, "Hey, we brought these back for you." I'm like, "Really?" You know, because I don't expect people to, you know, no, don't think of me when you're on vacation, you know, or like, "Hey, we should get these for Shane so he can do it on his YouTube channel." You know, I thought that was just freaking amazing that they did that for me. It was super awesome. It's good. It's good to have friends, right?
So
good to have friends.
It is. But I had to jump back to the Australia thing. I clicked the share screen thing. Why don't we have that car, Shane, in Canada?
What car? It didn't come up.
I shared my screen. I'm not sure. I think you have to allow.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Yep. Okay. No, but it didn't. It didn't pop up a notification that it was there.
Why don't we have this in Canada? Like, come on.
Yeah,
I can
mean,
tell you why you don't. They don't have that in Canada because it doesn't have enough ground clearance. That thing would never make it through a snowy road.
It'd be good in the summer.
It'd be fine.
It'd be good in the summer.
Well, how deep is the snow difference between the winter and the summer there? I mean, in the wintertime, it's probably like 12 feet deep. And in the summertime, it's what, about 3?
About
somewhere in there.
Yeah, 3.5, 4.
But see, the good thing is the bed part of it is there's a top on it, so that keeps it from filling full of snow.
Well, yeah, because then
you're driving around with all that extra weight in there.
Yeah, you get the beer in it underneath the top. You can get it home from the grocery store. And
what are you doing, Wolfie?
Right? Yeah, for sure. Like I said, they're just a neat looking car because they are so different, and you never see them anymore. It's because they're all classics now, right? So they're just a really cool car to.
Yeah,
I wish I had one.
That one's built by a division of General Motors.
Right. Yeah.
And sent to Australia. So they're awesome. I would love to have something like that up here.
It'd be great.
And the steering wheel's on the wrong side of the car. It's on the right.
Oh, right. Yes.
And I was saying earlier, I drove tour buses, and the buses I drove, the steering wheel was on the right. So that was pretty cool.
See, that would just mess me up because I've never driven a right-hand drive car.
I had no issues, but I'd get back to the barn after to drop the bus off, and I'd go to the wrong side of my car to drive home.
Right. Yeah, just out of habit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be kind of weird.
So.
Yeah, I don't know if I could drive on the other side of the road just because everything, literally everything is 100% backwards, and I'd be afraid I'd screw something up because it's so 100% foreign of what you've been doing for the last 40 years or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is though, the gas, brake, and clutch pedals are the same.
Oh, really?
The shifter's on the left, but your gas pedal's still on your right foot.
I don't want to kill anybody.
Yeah, exactly, Brian. Right.
When we go somewhere where they drive on the wrong side of the road, my wife's like, let's just rent a car. And I'm like, my brain is hardwired for it to be this way. And I can't just, I'm on vacation for a week. Let me just flip my brain and do everything backwards from what I've known for 55 years. My brain don't do that. And the least thing I want to do is pull out in the wrong lane and hit somebody, because that's a bad vacation. I don't like bad vacations. I like good. So I'm like, if we got to go somewhere far, we'll just get a taxi or whatever, an Uber to go. Yep. It's safer, and I don't have to worry about it.
I'd love to do it.
Yeah, I'm with Brian. I just get a cab or an Uber because, I don't want to, be responsible for hurting somebody because I'm a moron and not used to. Because it's a lot to adapt to when you've been doing this. Like I said, the same thing for 40 years. You've been driving the same way, and then having to switch over especially just for a couple of days. It's like it's not even worth it as far as I'm concerned. I'll just pay the money. I don't care.
Yeah. What's
But yeah, I'm just sitting here thinking.
Are you going to make it up, Brian, in July or?
Oh, he'll be here.
I'll be there.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Brian's here.
So I've been thinking about the TV show that I want to film, and I've wanted to do it for so long, and it's hard having clips sent from all. So I figured, you know what, I'm just going to do it at the get together, and it won't take long because this is how I want to do it, so it has the most impact. So I won't know who's going to be. I mean, I'll know the roles of everything, but I won't know who's going to play what part until I get there. The scenes, I don't want everybody watching the filming of the whole thing. So like if you're in a scene,
Right.
we'll film it and then you go away. And because that way nobody's really going to know what it's even about or what's going on in the show until they see the final product, you know.
Right.
Perfect. Wolfie,
it's gonna be Wolf. He's so demanding. He's been batting my hand. If I don't scratch him, he does not like that. He will beat me up until I'm a slave to him. He forces me to scratch him, and then I gotta see, because when he got trimmed last time, they cut off his goatee, so his little white goatee is trying to grow back. So then we look like twins.
Sweet.
Nice.
I can. Yeah, I identify with that.
Yeah, we can relate to that. Yeah, we're getting a little gray in the old beard section there.
A little bit,
for sure. A little bit.
Lot.
Why you
a little bit. It's coming. It'll all that darkness is going to be gone in a couple of years. I know it.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
You're no longer on my face.
Like. Yeah, for sure.
Wolfie.
Okay, buddy.
But yeah.
It's
well, like I said, we only got a couple minutes here left, guys. We could probably just wrap this up 2 minutes early. Not a big deal. So everybody who's still watching, there's still a couple of you out there. On behalf of myself, Shane's Craft Beer Review, and of course my man Ray from the Alconauts, please go check out the Alconauts. They got some good content on their channel. You might have to go back a little bit. They got some really good content because I was on a couple episodes, so I mean, check those out for sure.
There you go.
And of course, this guy right here, Brian the Beer Snob. Go check him out. Great content, great guy. But yeah, so you guys stay on here. I'm going to talk to you for a little bit after the live. But thank you guys so much for watching. Tune in next week. Like I said, I hoping like hell I can get this to work out properly, because I will have an extremely special guest next week if I can make this work.
Unlike us, Brian.
No, you guys are good too. But this is something that, I mean, you guys, I know that I talk to you guys on a regular basis, and we can, get stuff going. I don't want to give too much. I'll tell you about it afterwards. I don't want to give it away on the live. But yeah, so thank you guys so much. Tune in next week. There's going to be a guest next week, regardless if it's my very special guest or somebody else. So thanks for tuning in. I'm going to leave you with my intro from, actually, this is an intro I was going to use, and I decided it wasn't good enough. So you guys will see my best intro tomorrow. So I'll leave you with this intro, guys. Take care, and we will see you next week.